Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
LTTV, whatever his channel name is called. I'm sorry for being the dusty. How about that?
If y'all want to keep up with the news and just shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything. I ain't gonna lie.
Leave some walls for me at least. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything that Umar can do to reestablish a relationship with you?
The first thing would be to answer the questions that I have, because I do have a lot of questions for him.
If I do not meet and see my child by Saturday, March 29th, Mrs. Vegan, I will be going live, and I'm going to tell the whole world information you don't want them to know.
If he was to see this, he would probably think that I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions. So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive. So my sister actually called me a clout chaser for getting on the internet and trying to find my dad, which I thought was very heartless, because you have your dad in your life.
Y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. Y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder.
When I was around my dad, he tried to tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie. He also made another statement, not to go on a tangent, but he stated that the two mothers of his children wanted to marry him, which...
We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. She old news. She old crusty news. We talking about Mrs. V. Right? We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. That's old crusty news. We talking about Mrs. Vegan, baby mama number 2.
Her dad, which I claim is my stepfather, has been in my life, but at the end of the day, that's not the man who gave birth to me.
King Kong consciousness. I got to get back to the United States and handle some domestic issues. I got to get back to the United Snakes and handle some domestic issues. I got to get back to Philadelphia and handle these domestic issues, brothers and sisters. You either with me or you ain't. No riding the fence. You either with me or you ain't.
LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. Now let's get into this. This is filthy work out here once again. I don't know what's going on and why this is all on social media. Umar Johnson is crashing out. This is a response to his daughter going on Cynthia G and doing the interview. She said she was going to charge anywhere from $3,500 to $10,000 for an interview. So, she probably got her bread from that interview. Nonetheless, she's exposed some more information. Umar Johnson reacts. He's trying to throw his second baby mother under the bus. It's wild. I'm like, this shit needs to be taken off the internet and handled in person at this point. Umar Johnson needs to handle his responsibilities off air. This is bad, chat. Let's get into this.
Pull up season. So let me say this about the baby mama drama. There is a silver lining in this Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf scandal.
Hold up, chat. This is a little loud on my end. Let me just adjust this to an appropriate volume so we're all kind of in sync. And let me get back to this. Hold up, chat.
There's a little piece of silver lining in this Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf scandal. And the little piece of silver lining, Amsterdam Africans send the invite. And that little piece of silver lining in the Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf dishonesty tour, dishonesty and revenge tour, the Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf dishonesty and revenge tour, the only silver lining about it is y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. Y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. So I done already sent the message.
What the hell was that?
What is this guy talking about? Go after your baby girl 50 times harder? Why are you attacking her on social media? Why is there a back and forth? Why is there a war between Dr. Umar Johnson and his daughter on social media? Why do you think this is normal? Do you think this is an appropriate approach, being a child psychologist? This is how you're parenting, and then you're calling out the other baby mother with a child that's 13 years old? This is bad, man.
Baby mama number 2's harder. Y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. So I done already sent the message to baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan.
Now, baby mama number 2, he's talking about going after his baby girl even harder. So you're going after baby mother number 2. Why are you airing her out publicly? She has not said a single word publicly. She's not made a video. She's not dragged your name. She is a no-name brand. She's not a celebrity. She's not a public figure. What are you doing, sir?
Baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan. Baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan. You have 2 weeks to produce my child, who you've been keeping from me while I've been paying child support. Just like baby mom number 1, it's deja vu. It's deja vu. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. So baby mama number 2, we talking to Miss Vegan right now. We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. She old news. She old crusty news.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Now you're disrespecting her. Now she's old crusty news. Now, sir, being the educated man that you are, why don't you handle this in court at this point? You're paying child support, so you've already been in the courts. She's denying you any type of access to your child. Why don't you have court-mandated visitation? How about that? I don't know what's wrong with this negligent motherfucker that thinks he's just trying to avoid accountability and the responsibilities after creating 2 children. You tell Dr. Umar Johnson about accountability and following through on the things that he's supposed to deliver, and this is Dr. Umar Johnson's response.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Just ducking accountability, sir.
News. We talking about Mrs. Vegan, right? We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. That's old crusty news. We talking about Mrs. Vegan, baby mama number 2. You have until the eclipse of March 29th. You have until my Florida A&M University Black Psychology Conference return to produce my baby. If I do not meet and see my child by Saturday, March 29th, Mrs. Vegan, I will be going live, and I'm going to tell the whole world information you don't want them to know. And Mrs. Vegan, I don't want to put your business in the
Brother,
What are you doing, sir? What the hell are you doing? So you're going to air out her business? You're going to air out her business. You're going to get on social media. You're acting like a diva, sir. What type of zestiness is this? The sassiness from Dr. Umar Johnson.
streets. You are the going live, and I'm going to tell the whole world information you don't want them to know. And Mrs. Vegan, I don't want to put your business in the streets.
Who is Mrs. Vegan? Has she spoken out about you publicly? How about you handle your business in person behind the scenes? Why is this our business? Why is your entire family affair public now?
You are the mother of my beautiful African princess. You are the mother of my beautiful African princess. And I respect you, Ms. Vegan. I respect you. But you are not going to deny me my child anymore. We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money. We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money.
Okay, so you have a child support hearing coming up because she wants more money. Why don't you use that hearing to facilitate more visitation? So you don't have to be online crying to us like we're supposed to give a fuck, trying to play the victim now. This is your excuse for being absent. Oh, they've been keeping them away. It's like, bro, come on.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
Once again, being the educated man that you are, you should know how to go through the correct forums to actually get your shit handled.
We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money. No problem. No problem. I will be at the child support hearing. But we're not talking about child support right now. We're talking about a relationship between the prince and the princess. We're talking about a relationship between Queen Kong and King Kong. I better see my baby in the next 2 weeks. You better text me, date, time, place. And once I see my child, you and I will schedule uninterrupted visits.
Bro said that you better text me. Why couldn't you text her? Did it not register? Before you went online and made a fool of yourself, made a crash out, now everybody's reacting to this? Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Donations. 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 Gifts. Gifts. Gifts.
Not in your house. We're not doing grandmama couch no more. I'm taking my daughter out with me, and she's going to spend quality time with me. She's going to go on the road with me. She's going to Africa with me. She's going to London with me. She's going to Jamaica with me. We're going to create a custody agreement outside of the white man. Oh, yes. Black self-determination. We're going to get back to Garveyism starting today.
Outside of the white man, self-determination, but you come on social media. You could not facilitate this through a phone conversation or in person. You had to bring this to social media. You're talking about self-governing. You're leaving the white man out, but you are on child support. You're leaving the white man out. You mean the government. You mean the fucking government. And you on child support. So they ain't left out of shit, my nigga. So how about you actually go through the correct means to get visitation? But you don't want to be a responsible father. You don't want to be accountable. That's why you don't want to have mandated visitation, because then you're going to be held to your shit. You're going to be held to certain days, and you don't want that. You want to go out there and get more donations.
Donations.
We're going to get back to Garveyism starting today. And all I'm going to say, you got 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to tell some things that I know you don't want me to tell. Put me in touch with my daughter. Let's stop the nonsense. Since you had time to reach out to Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf, since you have time to go find Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf, Baby Smurf said that you said, Baby Smurf said that Miss Vegan found her mother to ask her if we were still in a relationship. Miss Vegan, is that true? Mrs. Vegan, according to my eldest child, Mrs. Vegan, according to my eldest child, You reached out to Mama Smurf to find out if I was still dating Mama Smurf. Listen, I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf when she had my child. I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf after she had my child. And I damn sure don't want Mama Smurf now. So you don't need to be asking Mama Smurf if we in a relationship. Absolutely not. Any woman that will deny a man his child has no right to be a wife to anyone. I'm going to say it again. Any woman who denies a man a right to see his child has no business being anybody's wife. Black men, it's time to unite.
It's time to unite now for the sake of you. Bro, what the hell is going on? Maybe you should have made her a wife before impregnating her. You're doing the shit backwards. Try to backwards finesse the accountability. Like, what are we doing out here? She wasn't wife worthy, but you made a baby. And now you're putting the finger at her. Like, that's what I'm talking about. These folks are so unaccountable for their behavior, for their decisions. You made the decision, sir. Okay, so we got a caller in the back. I'm going to take this caller real quick before we get into the Cynthia G interview. So we got Malik Muhammad in the back. Do you have your audio and stuff set up, sir? Hello? Hello? Malik Muhammad in the back. Pause. You there, sir? I hear something. Hello? All right.
Get him out of here. He's got no place in here. Get rid of him. Okay.
I guess folks like to waste time, but let's get back into this.
Hey, Anisa, are you there? Okay, I'll give her some time to maybe connect to the audio, and then we'll start. But yeah, I would not give my money out, and I haven't checked to see if someone was actually going to do what they were saying that they were going to do. Someone like.
Now I'm here to tell y'all right now, she went to the worst two people to interview about this matter. She first went to Tommy Sotomayor, talking about he's clout chasing her name when he was doing commentary on the subject, which we all do commentary on various subjects that go viral. But she claims that he was clout chasing. So she went over there on Tommy Sotomayor, one of the top coons out there. She went on that platform first, and then now she's going on Cynthia G, who is famous for speaking about delete all black babies. So she had that. She had that saying out there. Her campaign and her hatred for black men is well documented. I think she went to the worst two platforms, but let's get into this interview.
There should have been a group of people.
Although Cynthia G did conduct a good interview and we did get some answers, or we got some good questions and some answers out of Anisa via this interview. So she did a much better job than Tommy Sotomayor. But on first glance, looking at it, and it's like, who would you go to get an interview done in this community? And you go to Tommy Sotomayor and Cynthia G, and it's like, bruh, that really ain't it.
People to track the progress of this and bring some accountability to this. There should have been someone to do this. Hey, Anisa.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can you see me?
No, it's just a black screen.
Okay.
I know sometimes StreamYards do get really glitchy, but we'll work with it.
Okay.
But in this time, if you want, while you work on getting yourself on camera, if you want to introduce yourself, you absolutely can. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. So definitely use it as you need to.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Anisa. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Philadelphia. And as far as a little bit about myself, I consider myself to be a content creator / comedian. I make content on Instagram and TikTok. Aside from that,
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't care about anything else other than what you came out here to speak about, and that's Dr. Umar Johnson. This is why many folks refer to her as a clout chaser, because she's trying to get her career as a public figure, as a comedian, as a content creator, relevant while she's speaking about her father being absent. So this is a big promo tour while you're speaking about the negative ailments of a negligent father. Absolute dereliction of duty. While let's promote this while speaking about the dereliction of duty from the father. Let's also slide this in. I'm a comedian. Follow me here, 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 and here. And it's like, whoa, what's going on, ma'am? That you cared about the relationship between you and your father. That's why I put at the clip at the beginning. Y'all, we got to go back to the beginning real quick, y'all, because I'm not absolving anybody of this. We're not doing this bullshit ass finesse. Two things can be true. I always say this, and I don't care what y'all opinion is. This is my opinion. Dr. Umar Johnson is negligent. He seems like a deadbeat. He's making up all sorts of excuses. She claims that he also abused the baby mother, her mother. So I'm like, whoa, this is sticky. And then she said she doesn't want a relationship with him during this. And I'm like, wait, what? You don't want anything to do with him? So what is this all about? And then you say he abused your mother, so why would you want to be near him? The whole thing is, it's a mess, chat. It's a mess. But she's trying to promote herself throughout all of this. So it's undoubtedly, her own sister called her a clout chaser. Like, what are we doing out here? It's 9:30. Hold up. That's the one I'm coming back to. This spot right here.
To me.
King Kong consciousness.
But at the end of the day, that's
Talking about Mrs. Vegan, baby mama.
Hold up, chat.
her dad, which I claim is my stepfather, has been in my life, but at the end of the day, that's not the man that was very heartless, because you have your dad in your life.
Y'all making me go at
My
bad, chat. Right here, right here.
If he was to see this, he would probably think that I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions. So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive.
So you don't want to establish a relationship with him. You already have people in your life that are supportive. You speak about your stepfather being there the entire time. Your sister called you a clout chaser. You said that she's being insensitive because she had her father there the whole time, and you want your blood father there. But it's all, you see how convoluted this is? You're contradicting yourself. It makes no sense. And y'all are talking about, oh, you can't be a clout chaser when you're telling your own story. When your own story involves dragging somebody else that's far more famous, and that's the only way we know you or care about you, come on, man. What are we doing out here? This is the problem with y'all, that y'all don't realize. As a public figure and somebody myself, if I'm telling my own story generally involves other people, whether it be my parents, my family members, my woman. But of course, I'm going to hold back certain of those stories, and I'm not going to out and give family business and do certain things. Oh, it's just my story. It's going to get me more clout. It's going to get me more fame. I'm going to tell my story, but I'm going to harm other people. I'm going to put out their information and business. I don't know why y'all don't really think about that or consider that. Nonetheless, he's a deadbeat father, but it doesn't seem like she's out for actual parenting. Let's get into this interview and break this down. This is not the bias channel. This is the objective breakdown channel. Y'all need to take that somewhere else.
TikTok. Aside from that, I actually want to get into education. I'm working to become an RBT, which are people that work with kids that have autism. So I'm very excited about that. And I definitely look forward to going back to school. After graduating high school, I did attend Roxborough University. I attended Temple University. Roxborough was the high school that I went to. I attended Temple for 1 semester. I went for film and media arts, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I did attend college during COVID, so I wasn't able to be on campus. So I did stop going to school, but I do plan on going back. So that's just a little about myself.
Yes. What made you want to do content? Because as a content creator, it's definitely it's a lot more to it than they try to let on.
Yeah, so it's funny. I've always had like a very vibrant personality. If you got to know me in person, you would probably say the same. Yeah, I don't know. I love being in front of the camera. It always came natural to me. I started YouTube at 13 years old. So I've always pretty much loved making videos and being in front of the camera. Like, it always just came so natural to me.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good that you wanted to get into content. And I saw some of...
Can we get out of Floyd mode? Can we turn on the actual camera since you're a natural in front of it, though? Because this black screen is killing me.
of your other videos where you were trying
There
to
we
do
go. Yo, instantly.
content as well, and I actually think that's good. I definitely think that you have the personality for it, and I think that really being that your father is who he is.
I'm sorry, chat. When people say that, oh, prove that that's your father, prove that that's your father, and it's like, or prove that's your father. Why am I saying that twice? He responded to her instantly, so we already knew that was her father biologically. There was no confusion, but you can look at her. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can look at her and I could see her father.
Stick together.
Pause. But
You really, it shouldn't be an issue of someone's clout chasing, because I feel like we should know who you are. I feel like we should have been introduced to you a long time ago. And it's like I said before you came here, as far as I'm concerned, Umar should have been taking you on his speaking engagements with him to try and train you to be able to follow on his legacy, to follow through his legacy. But that wasn't an opportunity that was given to you. Instead, you were deprived of being able to be raised by your biological father. And now that you've come public, now you're being what I call bullied by your father. So I wanted to ask, how are you doing?
that is what is bizarre. The way he's coming at her in the media and he's talking about, this inspired me to go 50 times harder at my daughter. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? What is going on?
Because I know for me that wouldn't be easy to deal with. Like it wouldn't be easy for me to deal with, regardless to whether he was there or not. This is your father. So how do you feel about everything that's going on?
I don't agree with the response that he gave to me, as well as the response that he gave to my mother. I don't know if you recall, but he said Mama Smurf and daughter Smurf. I don't really think that was appropriate. If anything, what I would have respected out of him is if he would have came to social media and said, you know what, I was not in your life, I wasn't present, but moving forward, I want to make a change, I want to make an adjustment. But instead, I feel like he probably did respond out of hurt.
He can't say that. He knows if he says that, he loses all credibility. So he's trying to muddy the waters. He's trying to bring the other baby mother involved. He's trying to bring her mother to the table. He's trying to put everything on blast.
But at the same time, it's like, you're my dad, so I kind of expected more out of you. As far as mentally, I do have a great support system. I do take a step away from social media from time to time because it is a lot of negativity. It is a lot of bashing. And you can only do but so much. And at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I have strong skin, thank God. Like, I've gone viral other times, so I kind of know how to handle it. But mentally, I just try to take a step away from it. I think that's good for everyone, to just take a step away, regroup, and yeah.
So let me ask you this question, because absentee fatherism, because I know you said you were raised by your stepfather, which is actually really good that you are actually able to have a stepfather. I don't know that many people do. I would suspect that they don't because of the dynamic in our community. If black men don't even want to raise their own children, I'm not going to sit here and think that they're going to want to raise someone else's children. They're very adamant that they don't. So what do you think about the fact that you have this fatherless epidemic within the community that has literally been talked about by nearly every single agency in this country, starting from since black people left the plantation? These things have been tracked. What do you think about the fact that your dad is one of the loudest voices actually against absentee fatherism? He's very adamantly on.
That's why he can't come up on air and give his daughter the apology that she so desires. Talking about, oh, I wasn't there, I could do better in the future, blah, 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 because he speaks against it. Just a complete hypocrite.
He stands very adamantly on black men accountability and them needing to take accountability, them needing to be in the home. Like I said, when we were on the Fox Soul, when we were on the Fox Soul discussion, he said that single mother led homes were one of the biggest issues in the black community, and it was the product of a war being waged on black men. Yet this is a man who also chose to walk out on his family. Because I have two questions. Did your mother, or do you know, because his narrative is that your mother kept him away from you. This is the narrative in the community. So I first wanted to just ask, what, if anything, what...
This is why I'm going to let her continue, and we can go into this question and answer in a second. This is probably why Dr. Umar wanted to bring her mother on air with her to speak on the situation, because from his end, he said that she kept him away. On her end, she's saying that no, she believes her mother and she didn't keep him away. So I think that's what he wants to air out and be like, this was the difficulty navigating the situation because she was kept away. But
what do you know about why he wasn't in your life?
So, him and my mom used to co-parent in the very beginning, but after a while, he stopped picking me up. So my mom had to make police reports to document this to the courts so that they knew, hey, I came to this location. He was not there.
Okay, so we got some callers in the back. If y'all can't hear any audio and it's not connecting, join the Discord. Discord also has a call-in link. You can call in on the Discord because I'm not hearing any of y'all. If y'all want to speak in the back, I don't know if y'all there. Can y'all hear? Yeah, I don't think y'all can hear. I think there's a delay. Yeah, I think y'all gonna have to join the Discord. Join the Discord and y'all can call back in. It'll be a lot easier.
You know, I did my part. So, like I said, in the beginning, he was there, but then he stopped coming to get me. So my mom was pretty much the sole caretaker of me. What was the question again, Cynthia?
How old were you when he stopped visiting?
I was very young. If I had to take a guess, I want to say maybe like 10 or somewhere under there. I was very young.
Yeah, it sounds like around one of the most critical times.
I had to take a guess, I want to say maybe like 10 or somewhere under there. I was very young.
Yeah, it sounds like
You're 22. You would kind of remember. At 10, you kind of remember that.
Like around one of the most critical times in your life, because when you're 10, you're starting to go into the preteens, you're starting to understand and develop your own identity. So this was a very critical time, especially for girls when they get into the beginning stage of the hitting puberty, needing to understand, I'm attracted to these males or even females over here. Nonetheless, sexual identity is developing. They need that guidance from their father. And it sounds like that was the primary time that he decided to leave. Given that he was there in a certain capacity when you were younger and then stopped, what was the impact when he stopped coming around? And what did you learn about why he stopped coming around?
Yeah, because that's the answer. If you were there for the first 10 years, you're paying child support the entire time from the point she was born, and you're there for the first 10 years, what happened?
So because I was so...
Okay, so she's 22 years old. He was there for the first 10 years. He stopped around 10. That would be 12 years ago. His other daughter's 13 years old. It could have been around the time that he was seeing the other baby mother. That could be
so young. There was only so much I could do. When I was around my dad, he tried to tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie. He also made another statement, not to go on the...
This is the thing. How do we know? Yeah, she probably knows the innards out. She probably knows. She probably seen the efforts from her mother to try to get in contact and the dodging. So, yeah.
There was only so much I could do. When I was around my dad, he tried to tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie. He also made another statement, not to go on a tangent, but he stated that the two mothers of his children wanted to marry him, which I don't know. My sister's
okay,
brother.
Hold on. We gotta double back to two mothers.
Yes, he has two children.
Oh, okay, but two different women.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry, that threw me a little bit.
So he actually claimed that they wanted to marry him. My mother never wanted to marry him. I just wanted to make that clear. But yes, he tried to tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie.
Okay, so this is what I don't get. You're straightening out things, and this is where it's beyond your You're the children. You don't know what happened. You don't know if they were gonna if she wanted to marry him or not. You're just taking her word for it, and it's like that's when you don't really get involved in your parents' business. That's where you kind of just like, okay, that has nothing to do with me. He says something, she says something. It is what it is. I get she's trying to protect her mother's name, but it's like that has, I don't know, man. This is a mess. I think you should stay out of your parents' business when it comes to that. Well, A-Lady747 said something in the chat about he was trying to dox her, but that would be the end result. If he actually brought her mother up on air with them to have the conversation, she would ultimately be a public figure now, and she's not that. Umar Johnson's a public figure. Anisa's trying to be a comedian and a content creator. She's trying to be a public figure. The mother's not that. So bringing her up into this, like they need to handle it behind the scenes. Like, why is it our business? We don't need to know this. Why do you need to convince us? Convince your daughter that you're a good father and be in her life. I don't even understand why this performative bullshit, because it makes you a hypocrite. Just fix your family behind scenes. That's what's more important.
He stopped coming to get me. So that was on him. They had a court order. He didn't follow it. And so that was pretty much the end of that. So he didn't hold up his responsibility. That was on him.
Why didn't he want to marry your mother? Because I would think that with this, because he's saying this too. Like, I don't know if you saw, I'll show you, because this is exactly what Umar is actually saying himself. He is going with the narrative that your mother kept him away from you, which is the narrative that black men always resort to. It's the primary one. She kept me away from my kid. Okay, fine.
All right, stop with the black men hate, Cynthia G. All right, we're not gonna just take this and now most black men do this, and the black men usually like, no. Let's focus on Umar and Umar specifically. This is what I'm talking about. She went to the worst two people. Every time she did something bad, Tommy Sotomayor, oh, these black bitches is always doing X, Y, and Z. Now she goes to Cynthia G. Every time she speaks something negative about Umar, oh, this is black men are usually X. Like, you went to the worst two people. The worst two people possibly.
Even with a court order, she's doing it, and you're doing nothing.
Or the worst two people possible. I make some mistakes sometimes.
Nothing in response. So, in this, he is saying that as well. He's saying that, and he actually comes down here specifically, and he said, Mama Smurf has been lying to baby Smurf her entire life. I was excluded from your life despite multiple family court or shared custody orders because I didn't marry your mother. You will be with both of us or neither one of us. That is the whole truth, all of the truth, and nothing but the truth. So this was Umar's latest response. And he definitely is blaming your mother and outright saying actually that your mother, and because she was so bitter because he wouldn't marry her.
He never heard of marry before you carry? Y'all just want to make baby mothers out here? Like, what are we doing? If you had no interest in a long-term relationship or a marriage, why are you just impregnating all these women? He's using it as an excuse. Oh, he didn't want to do X, Y, and Z. She wouldn't let him see the child. And it's like, bro, come on, man. All these damn excuses. Get a court mandated order.
She decided that she would violate multiple court orders and just keep him away from you. Did you see that post that we just went over?
Yes.
So he said that she violated multiple court orders? Huh.
What do you think about him asserting that your mother and putting this out publicly after he got in the video and already admitted that he wasn't there for you?
So being that he's such a public figure, I think that he needs to be careful about the information that he's putting out, because for you to get on the internet and make lies and claims and allegations that are not true is kind of beyond me. I don't understand why my mom would want to marry a man that put his hands on her. He also claimed that.
Okay, so you heard what she said about making false claims prior to what she said. So she's well aware of the implication and the ramifications of making false claims on the internet. She said that he put his hands on her. Following that statement, so I wouldn't think that she would boldface just lie like that, but we do need to see we need to investigate that. We need to see the police reports and everything pertaining to the violence, to the DV. That's crazy. Dr. Umar Johnson's not his actual name. She didn't even know that. She says that in this interview. So people know his real name now. They should be searching up police reports to see if there's any validity to these statements. Because that's wild if he's doing that. His career is in shambles if these allegations are true.
I guess my stepfather was the one that put his hands on her, which that was never true. But he was domestic towards my mother. But my mom never wanted to marry him. That's a complete lie. I don't know about the other baby mom or whatever, but my mom never wanted to marry him, ever. That's a lie.
Did he say why he wouldn't marry your mother? Because here's the thing. I would think a man like Umar, I would think if he's parading around promoting black queens, black men should only be with black women, we need to build stable black families, the black man needs to be the head of the home. It sounds like he had an opportunity to be that head of the home because he's acknowledging that your mother wanted to marry him. Okay, that's fine. From his perspective, your mother wanted to marry him, but he chose not to. He had an opportunity to create a stable black family, and he chose not to. Did he ever give you an explanation as to why he did not marry your mother?
No, because I was only in contact with him at such a young age, so I wouldn't even have been able to comprehend what was going on.
And your mother said she didn't want to marry him, so obviously she wouldn't. And of course, if he was abusive, you shouldn't marry your abuser. So abuse and not marrying, best decision she could have made. But I find it interesting that this man is talking about stable black families, had multiple opportunities to create one, it sounds like, and each time he decided that he would just create a broken home, that he wouldn't raise his daughter, because he literally came out, and I don't know, did you see the video where he was admitting to, have you saw that video?
Admitting to what?
Where he's admitting to not being there for you.
Yes.
So what do you think about his response, given that there's a video? There's a video of him basically predicting this. Then you come out and do what he...
Wait. Where's that video? Where's that video? Could somebody find me that video and leave it in the Discord if they can find that video? I've never seen that video.
He's predicted, and then in response to you doing what he predicted, he goes on a bullying media campaign, mishandling you completely because you are his child. So there's a way that a psychologist should be handling his own child. There's a way a decent man should be handling his own child. But he's mishandling you. Quite frankly, to me, putting your mother, dog whistling to put your mother in harm's way with this trope that, you know, she kept me away from this daughter, turned this daughter against me. Now this daughter is coming out exposing me. But he already predicted this. So what do you think about the fact that he has a video out here where he predicted this, but he is now calling you a clout chaser and putting your mother in harm's way in response to it?
I just think that it makes him appear more as a fraud and a hypocrite. You can't get on social media and say one thing, but you're doing the complete opposite. I will never take away from Dr. Umar's work. I think he's very smart, very intellectual. I think a lot of people would say the same. Very smart man. I've watched multiple interviews that he has done on The Breakfast Club and on other platforms. So I'll never take away from who he is and his work. But if I looked up to somebody who did, you know, a certain line of work, especially psychology, and they aren't in their own children's lives, it's kind of like, well, how are you advocating for this, but you're going completely against it? It doesn't make any sense. But I'll never take away from his work.
Yeah. This to me is just completely not the way. To be honest, I would have expected Umar to handle this situation differently. I would have expected
Dr. Umar Johnson to not respond on Instagram Live or any of these platforms. I thought he would have stayed mute, let her say what she wanted to say, not give this any validity, and try to handle it behind the scenes, try to communicate with her, call her behind the scenes. That's what I thought he would have done. But he fed right into this, and that's bizarre. It's like, bro, what are you doing?
To pull it off of an online platform and do it behind closed doors. That's what I would have expected.
Yeah.
Even given
Go see your daughter,
Umar's
bruh.
self-aggrandizement, even given his arrogance, because he did say he is a doctor of psychology who primarily works with children, I would have expected him not to bully his own daughter publicly in response to this, because at the end of the day, he said he was not there for you. He said that you were going to expose him because he didn't pour into you the way that he was supposed to. So then to come and attack you in response to you doing what he predicted, to me is complete trash and it's complete mishandling. And to me, it actually shows 100% his character. But the reality is the black community doesn't hold black men to any.
Now, Cynthia G, you always try it. You always try it.
All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
And it's complete mishandling. And to me, it actually shows 100% his character. But the reality is the black community doesn't hold black men to any character standards. There's none.
Fugazi.
Then why is there hundreds of videos of black men cooking Umar Johnson for being a hypocrite, calling him out for being a negligent parent? What are you talking about? Folks are holding him accountable everywhere. In the media, in person. Come on, man.
Not even the ones we call leaders. So instead of the black community rallying behind you and saying, Umar, this is your child. You've acknowledged this is your child. Take your family grievance off the internet and deal with it privately. But he chose not to do that.
We've said that. He chose not to do it. Many of us said this. We've called her out and told her, okay, you got the message out. You can come offline instead of this clout chase. We got pushback from a lot of black women saying, oh, she deserves to clout chase her family's, her name and her story, whatever. We've heard that in the chat today. But nonetheless, we've said this to both, but generally, or more specifically to him. We've held him to the fire because this is his mess that he created. This is his offspring.
And instead have called you a clout chaser, and instead have decided to say that.
All right, y'all in the back, y'all stay there in the back. I turned everything on. I off muted y'all. Let me try to pull y'all up for real quick. And if I can't get through to y'all right now and there's a delay, then I'm gonna have to drop y'all in the back. So I'm speaking to y'all in the back. I'm gonna pull y'all up in the chat room. Currently, it's just me. Let me add y'all to the scene. Okay, so y'all are both on the screen. Oh, let me add myself. Shit. All right. So I can hear someone's feedback in the plan. Someone's gonna have to mute the YouTube.
What the hell was that?
Hey yo, y'all in the back, can y'all hear me? Are y'all gonna communicate? See, I tested the video before this, so I don't know what's going on with y'all devices. Are y'all on your phones? Y'all need to get on your internet, on your laptops, your desktops. Yeah, this ain't gonna work, man.
Multiple interviews that he has done on the Breakfast Club and on other platforms. So I'll never take away.
Niggas is just listening to the show. Like, what the hell, man? Y'all gotta come prepared for the damn show. Gotta mute the YouTube. You gotta be prepared with your audio. I don't know what's going on with y'all, man. Let's get back into this.
Sure, after a money grab. And a lot of people are saying the same thing. They're questioning your motives for exposing him and are saying things like, well, why did you wait until now? Do you mind speaking?
I'm getting rich.
Donations.
Shout out to Haram Revels with the $5 super chat. It says the black community, black men were not present when Umar Johnson was making babies. It's not random men's task to chase your baby daddy. Child services. Now that is absolute fact. Shout out to you. That's facts, man. It ain't our job to go chase your baby daddy. That is for child services, man. That is not for us. We can give our commentary and tell y'all what we think about it, but to hold him to parenting is crazy, y'all. That's crazy.
Pay me. Pay me. baby. I'm too much relaxed right now. I'm too fucking relaxed right now.
A little bit about your motives for exposing him and why you came out now, because apparently whatever you said in the past, they missed that memo. I know what you said. I know what you said was the reason you came forward. It was very understandable to me, but people are still saying you're a clout chaser, you're hired by the CIA. Why now did you choose to
You're hired by the CIA? Who said that?
expose him?
So the only reason why I brought it to social media was because I tried to reach out to him regarding my sister and he ignored me. I did make a video originally on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok did get taken down, but in the video I did state that I'm not trying to bash him and that the main motive and reason for me making that video was to try to find my sister, which I did. So I literally found her within a day.
But your sister called you a clout chaser. Huh. All right, now this gotta stop. I don't know who y'all are in the chat, but come on, man.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. It's a total fabrication.
Which men's is this? Which men is who are these niggas? What are we talking about?
Who are these niggas?
Men don't hold other men accountable. That's crazy. That's all we hear on what the hell is going on?
Her mother reached out to me and I am now in contact with her. So
it's like y'all legitly you want to force random men to force men to take care of their kids. I don't have any friends that don't take care of their kids, that are negligent, absent fathers. You couldn't be around me. And my niggas think that way too. So it's like when they say that, it's like, what more holding accountable do you want? The message is all there. Even through the manosphere, even through the dusty manosphere where I criticize, they speak about being accountable for your children. Now, I'm not talking about fresh and fit in the mainstream fucks. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the underworld, the no-name brand manosphere, the guys. Those guys that are trying to get it out the mud. Them niggas.
I did want a conversation out of him, which I did not get. I don't know if you guys recall, but me and him was supposed to meet up somewhere on Thursday to have a conversation, but that didn't happen.
Oh, let's talk about that one, huh? How about we talk about this? Since we have a bunch of bickering broads in the chat talking about men aren't holding other men accountable for being parents. How about this? None of y'all would ever talk about women being less promiscuous, less of the they make excuses for every single, like, come on, man. What do we do? Yes, we are doing this, Taylor. We are doing this today.
Because he continued to ignore me, so I just kind of let it go.
Okay, wow. Hold up. I'm lost in the reaction. Let me pull this back a little bit. Pause.
Out to me, and I am now in contact with her. So I did want a conversation out of him, which I did not get. I don't know if you guys recall, but me and him was supposed to meet up somewhere on Thursday to have a conversation, but that didn't happen because he continued to ignore me. So I just kind of let it go.
Wow.
Wait, so Dr. Umar, who's out here making ultimatums of meetups, and by the 29th of March, this has to happen, and he's calling out Miss Vegan, who's his other baby mother. He couldn't even make the date that y'all set behind the scenes. What are we doing out here?
So your goal wasn't to come for a money grab, which, by the way, I'm gonna say this because it really needs to be said. I don't think you can be a clout chaser of a man who has an obligation to you. There is no clout chasing of your father. So this is the immature stance to begin with.
There absolutely is. There absolutely is. Because when you are leading with this story, talking about my father's absent, my father's this, follow me on TikTok, hit the Instagram, hit that Cash App. It's like, what the fuck are we doing out here? The fuck are we doing out here? I thought it was about the story and getting in contact with your father. Why are we following on TikTok? Why do we need to know your YouTube? Why is your handle on the back on this whiteboard in the back? Why do we care? If it's supposed to be about the parenting, but you're a content creator and you are a comedian. You are using this. You're leveraging this situation. You are 22 years old, ma'am. Child support's done. You said in this very same video, She said that she doesn't want to have a relationship with the man. She said that ship has sailed. She has other support in her family. She has a stepfather. I'm like, so what the hell is this about? Her sister called her a clout chaser. Like, what are we doing out here? We're not going to do the mental gymnastics and be like, oh, we're just on one side, so we're going to see it this way. No, Umar Johnson seems like a damn deadbeat. He hasn't been in his child's life since she was 10. He's not in the other child's life. He's blaming the baby mother. He's making babies without making families. He's not absolved of any of that. But just because that's true doesn't mean she's not a clout chaser. Like, what are we doing out here, man? And y'all keep using this damn excuse, and I'm going to tell y'all 10,000 times. There's interesting stories that I can tell about my family, my people, but why would I do that? Oh, it's my story, it's my life, right? I could just chase clout, just disparaging their name or telling, like, why would we do that? We have an obligation to protect the people around us as content creators, as public figures. But she didn't build out the mud. She got her clout off of her father being a negligent father. So expose away. Am I mad at her for clout chasing this? No. I'm not mad at it. Do your thing. But don't try to hit us with the, oh, I'm not clout chasing. So I'm supposed to believe that this is not a clout chase and support the clout chase? So I'm supposed to do the mental gymnastics? No, it's like, no, I'll support you. I'll get your message out. I'll tell fathers to be in their daughter's life to avoid dusty shit like this. Keep your business behind scenes, Umar Johnson. Stop making these speeches. Stop threatening your baby mother. Stop trying to dox them and put them up on the air. Get court-mandated visitation. Nonetheless, this is absolutely a clout chase. I'm not participating in the mental gymnastics. Y'all can do that by yourselves, man.
This man, even though admitting that you're his daughter, even though...
Once again, $3,500 minimum for an interview. And her rationale was, oh, they're content creators. They're making profit off of this. So I need to get my bag too. Yeah, not a clout chase, mental gymnastics.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Oh, he's blaming it on your mother. He's showing a detachment to you. He's showing literally a complete disregard. Why are you calling your daughter a clout chaser? Why are you saying she's after a money grab?
Now, from Dr. Umar Johnson, when he calls her a clout chaser, all due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear that from him because she came out first talking about she wants a relationship with him. She wants to speak to him because she wants to find her sister. That was the first video before he started calling him Baby Smurf, Mama Smurf, the vegan lady, all these nicknames that he comes up with them, talking about, oh, I'm going 50 times harder at my daughter. He did all that other shit. He made this shit turn left and turn weird.
If you don't have a financial obligation to your child, this is a man who neglected you for, it sounds like a 12-year span, because you said he stopped coming around when you were 10, so that would be 12 years, then you would then be 22. So this man has completely chosen to make himself absent, a non-factor in your life for a span of 12 years, and then wants to call you a clout chaser as if he doesn't have an obligation to you to begin with. It's like, this is your obligation. When did you first learn that you had other sisters by Umar?
So my mom told me that the mother of my sister actually came to our old house, and I don't know why she was trying to get in contact with my mom, but that was when I had found out, like, oh wow, I have another sibling. And I have actually been told that he has 3 to 4 other children, but I'm not going to continue to say that because from my knowledge he only has another daughter. But yeah.
Wow. How did it make you feel when you get older, you learn that, okay, your father just decided he didn't want to come around at a critical point in time, and then you learn that he has multiple other children? Because this is something that's actually going around now a lot. A lot. Like, there's a lot of talk. He have 3 different baby mamas. Some people are saying he has 4 to 5 children. To me, all of that is alleged. We already know he has you because he admitted it. We know he has at least 2 because in that same video clip, he did acknowledge having a teenage daughter and one that he said is 22. So clearly he was talking about you. How does it make you feel when you learn that your father who abandoned you now has more children that he has robbed you of the ability to even grow up in proximity to because you had no knowledge of them.
So I'm not sure if he was in her life, but to my knowledge, I am the oldest. And it kind of sucks because it's like, okay, you didn't take care of me, but you could have at least been there for her because she's younger than me, you know? So it's honestly kind of disappointing, to say the least. Yeah.
I know I personally would be pissed off if it was me. I would I would 100 be pissed off. Because here's the thing, with your situation, and it should have done this for a number of different people. It should have been triggering to a number of different people who dealt with their father not being there and dealt with the negative consequences of that. Because
now, a lot of people that had absent fathers, I'm not trying to like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to like belittle or diminish the level of the significance of her situation, or act like it's just something easy and she should just pick herself up by the bootstrap type shit. But there's a lot of folks that don't have their father in their life. She had her father in her life till 10. There's a lot of folks that don't even have that. And there's a lot of folks that don't even have their father on child support. Their father's completely ghost, gone. Those situations are horrible. Those situations also need to be highlighted and spoken about, because she got child support. Her father was in her life for the first 10 years, and then she had a stepfather the entire time. So that's why she said she had the requisite support system, but her father wasn't there for half of her damn life and more. So that's an issue. Time spent is very important. Money is one thing. You need you need the support financially. You 100% need that, but you also need the time. And a lot of folks think they can be absolved of spending time with their child because they're giving child support. Oh, I'm doing my job. I got my child support. It's like, your child don't even know you, my nigga. She's referencing Breakfast Club interviews to try to bolster your intellect. That's where her reference points are. She can't speak about, oh, we had this conversation and he broke down this to me and this to me, and but no, it's the Breakfast Club. Like, come on, man.
Because my issues did not come from my mother raising me. If I had issues with men, it was because of my father. It was because of what he showed me by not being there, and what he showed me when he was around, the temporary time that he was around. But with anybody, they should be triggered by this. Like, I would be livid. And I don't understand how people are looking at you and regarding you as if you should just say, my father wasn't there. Okay, that's fine. That's normal. End of story. No,
see, it would the thing is, you have to understand, I don't know why people, they leave no room for nuance. She comes out here, she speaks about these issues, everybody's on her side, and then she's like, oh, follow me on TikTok, I'm a content creator, I'm the X, Y, and Z, and then we're like, oh, and then she says she doesn't want to have a relationship with her parent because she has a good foundation, and we're like, oh. And then you're on Tommy Sotomayor's show, and then your show, Cynthia G. Have some self-awareness. And you're like, oh, what's going on here? Why is she doing this?
This is a man, this is half of her DNA
who
abandoned her. This is half of your DNA who abandoned you. Then you have siblings out there. You don't have an opportunity to talk to your siblings, and then you go to your father, who should have told you about these siblings to begin with, and then it's like a brick wall. You can't even get through to him. And it's like, to me, I feel like no one's really, like, very few people are actually thinking about how you feel about this, because they're clouded by Umar Johnson, the persona, Umar Johnson, the black leader, Umar Johnson, the person that we put on this pedestal to where he's calling himself the Messiah. But you are his child, and there was emotional damage done, and that's being ignored. Because you obviously have to feel some type of way. Was your mother aware of these other children, and is that how you learned that you have multiple other children, multiple other siblings, and other than the first one that you just thought you had?
So the only reason why I found out I had, or the only reason how I found out I had another sister was because she said the mother came to our house. But other than that, to my knowledge, I don't have any other siblings from what I know.
Did the mother just come to your house trying to find like the siblings of her children, or what was she like? How did that happen where she just showed up at your house?
So my mom told me, I guess she must have looked it up because addresses are public information, and my mom did own that house at the time. But my mom told me that the lady asked her if she was still dealing with Umar. So I guess she wanted some type of insight, and they didn't have any type of relationship at that time because I was much older.
So she just randomly, this woman just contacts you and she says she needs to, which of course you can look up public records on any man and find him. I think that's what content creators online have been doing, to say that he has 3 different kids, mothers, and like 4 to 5 kids. I think they're getting this from public records, so you can look it up. But so they come to your door. She comes to your door. She's trying to get in contact with Umar. Does she mention whether or not he takes, well, I would assume, am I to assume that she did that because he wasn't taking care of her children either, and maybe she's trying to contact him to get some support? Or did she say why she was trying to contact him and why she thought your mom would be able to help her?
I would assume it was probably because Umar wasn't taking care of his other child either. If I had to make an assumption, it would be that. Yeah.
And how would you say that you've been directly negatively affected by his absence?
So I think that it's important not only for young women but men as well to have their fathers in their lives, because when you get older and you navigate the world, for example, when you start dating as a young lady, there's certain things that you may not know. Of course, my mom can tell me some things and I'm going to have to experience things for myself, but if the man that gave birth to you is not even there, it's kind of like, how do you even know or have an expectation? How do you have, or what expectation do you have of other men to treat you if your own father wasn't even there?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. See, this is why folks say that other men are unaccountable for men when they're being unaccountable. When you say this is male bashing when you're holding a man accountable. Come on, man.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
And that's one thing that I went through as well. I went through that because my father left our home and left my mother, a married single mother, because of a drug addiction. So he got caught up in the crack epidemic, like a lot of families did. And there was one situation where, and I've talked about it on here before, where he did drugs in front of me in the car. Like, he just was like, okay, we'll roll down the window. In my mind,
wait. Hold up.
Who are you, Snoop Dogg in a green room? I mean, what the hell is going on?
A drug addiction. So he got caught up in the crack epidemic, like a lot of families did.
Oh, it was crack.
When does crack, now, so the cocaine's happening, when does that crack come into play?
Roll down the window as a man smokes crack is the most disgusting, filthy work of all time. Are you serious, bruh? Are you serious?
How did this happen? Who was the idiot that did this?
Come on, man.
You up here trying to get people sick.
Left our home and left my mother, a married single mother, because of a drug addiction. So he got caught up in the crack epidemic, like a lot of families did. And there was one situation where, and I've talked about it on here before, where he did drugs in front of me in the car. Like, he just was like, okay, we'll roll down the window.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, I'm trying to be serious through this because this is such a fucked up violation. But why is that so funny? Holy shit, I can't stop it. Yo, I ain't shit, man.
We're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
I ain't shit. Wow, what a terrible father. Damn, man. Damn. That's probably why she has the dumbest takes about abort all black babies.
Whoa!
She's still high off that crack her dad was smoking with the windows up. Damn, man. All right, okay, I'm violating. All right, let's get back into this chat.
In my mind from there, which I believe was the moment my daddy issues, I guess you can call them, began. But in my mind, that's the exact conclusion I came to. In my mind, because I was 10 when this happened, I said, okay, why would this man choose his addiction over me? So immediately to me, it was like, oh, he doesn't care about me because he wouldn't be doing this in front of me. Mm-hmm. Then you have to take that and live with that. That is trauma. So immediately to me, it was like, oh, I was 10 when this happened. I said, okay, why would this man choose his addiction over me? So immediately to me, it was like, oh, he doesn't care about me.
Now, this is absolutely fucked up, but ma'am, your dad was addicted to crack. There was no choosing anything over the crack. He would choose crack over a breath of air and oxygen. That's what happens when you're addicted to crack. You don't got a choice. The crack's making the choice. Have you been around crack addicts? These buckets? I'm telling y'all, man. They don't have a choice. The choice has been made. They're subconscious. The addiction's making the choice. It's bad. It's bad. But he didn't choose the crack over you. That's addiction.
Because he wouldn't be doing this in front of me.
I know a child doesn't understand that, but she's a grown woman now. Like she doesn't she understand that now? I don't know. You got to remove the damage at some point. You can't be carrying this damage and talking about abort all black boys because you didn't understand the addiction that your father had. It's very fucked up. It is very fucked up, y'all. There's a lot of people that dealt with a lot of childhood trauma, and it's fucked up. I'm not here to try to just scoff at it or anything, but at the end of the day, man, the healing is also your responsibility as a grown-ass adult. It's fucked up that folks hear that and they have to digest it, but when you are damaged and you don't do the healing, you spread more damage. And then you want to be a part of the solution on these airways with a microphone, but you're just spreading more damage. The abort all black babies is one of the most filthy statements on this platform. There's a reason why she got deplatformed and demonetized. Now let's get back into this. It's funny because Anisa chose the two deplatformed, two demonetized creators to go on and give her story to. Tommy Sotomayor, who constantly ridicules and shits on black women. Absolute cooning it down. All right, that motherfucker. And then Cynthia G. The exact inverse. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Then you have to take that and live with that. That is trauma. So whether you're thinking about it consciously or not, every man that you see, your brain is going to tell you this is not going to be a loving situation.
Okay, so let me tell you something about addiction, Coco. The first time you did the drug was the only choice you had. The first time you did it. The first time her father chose to smoke that damn crack was the only choice he had. After that, addiction kicked in. And he was caught. It's every day. It's filthy work, man. It is filthy work. Addicts really need help. Folks need to understand that they gotta you gotta help them. They need external help. You need people in your corner.
Because how can he love me and the person who helped to create me didn't even love me enough to either stay around or enough to not show me that an addiction was above me. So to me, that pulls at my heartstrings because I'm like, okay, this is exactly, I know the mindset because this was my mindset. So then I had a pattern going through life, not being able to emotionally connect to men. So now I'm having this issue where I'm feeling this huge emptiness. There's a huge void. I'm with these men, but I'm not connecting to it. And I think that in the black community, we're so focused on exonerating black men that we don't think about the people who have sustained damage as a result of them. And you've sustained damage as a result of this man who had the financial wherewithal to be in your life. There was no systemic issue preventing him, but he just chose to not be there.
Right.
And so I want to ask a question as well, because Umar Johnson, in this same response, he went on a diatribe, and I want to read a tiny bit of it.
Okay.
Just to switch gears. It's like it's a heavy thing to talk about. But he says over here that your mother put a false case on him. Is what he's basically saying your mother put a case on him.
Wow.
Because he's saying while he was in Sweden, he wasn't aware. I'll just read it. While I was in Sweden, I was not aware that I was also being.
Hold up. Before we get into that. Now, are y'all really trying to get me to buy this bullshit? Are you kidding me?
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
So you're trying to get me to buy that Cynthia G was only demonetized for a few days and she left YouTube willingly. She left YouTube willingly while she's still streaming an ad. She left YouTube willingly.
Hell no! Trash ass nigga.
Or voluntarily. I should have read what was actually on the screen. Nonetheless, come on, man. Who's buying that, man?
Stop the cap.
Who's buying that?
It's a total fabrication.
Accused by my eldest daughter of domestically abusing her mother. So he's denying this, and he's saying, first, I want to state for the record that I have never abused any woman, a fact to which my ancestors can testify. What actually happened?
Your ancestors can testify, sir? Your ancestors?
All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Was one day during my daughter's early years, I was going to her mother's apartment to visit my child.
It can be researched. I covered it when she got demonetized. She's still demonetized. Not a commercial in sight.
Oh!
Not a membership in sight.
Oh!
Not $1 available to her on this platform.
Oh!
She's dusting it up the same way Tommy is. The same way Tommy is. All right?
When I noticed before entering that her rear car windows had been broken out, there was glass everywhere, and my first thought was that someone had broken into the car to steal whatever was inside. However, I noticed a note on top of my daughter's baby seat. I reached inside, wiped some of the glass away, and read the note. To my surprise, it was a letter from Mama Smurf's lover, who was threatening to unalive both her and my child for unstated reasons. Although I cannot remember everything he had to say, I do remember that threat and the very aggressive tone of his letter. He didn't mention why he had chosen to vandalize her car, nor why he was threatening their lives. So I have two questions. One, has your mother ever told you about any scenario? He's saying that you witnessed it. Do you remember this ever taking place? And two, do you believe that he is trying to put this story on your stepfather? Because you did mention that you have a...
If this story is true, he said that this would be documented. There would be a police report to validate this story if this was true. This sounds like a tall tale. It sounds like a massive fabrication. Why is he breaking the car window? Like, let's listen more, but this sounds like a complete fabrication.
Stepfather. So do you believe...
Yo, I this is unbelievable. Of course this is on YouTube. Where do you think I got this from? But is there money? Is there a monetization, or is she just on the platform? YouTube stopped clapping channels completely and allowed content creators to stay on the platform because they don't want to get in the way of freedom of speech. They're just not going to pay you, folks. They're not going to pay Fresh and Fit. They're not going to pay Cynthia G. They're not going to pay a Tommy Sotomayor because their rhetoric. Because of their rhetoric.
He's writing this assuming it's not true. Is he doing this to maybe convict your stepfather of also aiding in him not seeing you?
Yes. So for the first question, I would say no. And for the second question, I would say yes. I do believe he's trying to shift the blame and take it off of him and put it on my stepfather. And any claim that he's making on my stepfather is untrue. He doesn't even know him. So I just think he's just doing this to try to cover himself up, honestly.
When she makes a claim about him being abusive to the mother, And then he comes up with this elaborate story about the stepfather was abusive and breaking car windows, and there's a police report and blah, blah, blah. It seems like a massive deflection, and it seems like blame shifting. So I will, like, it sounds like what she's saying is more valid than what his claim is, because that long ass drawn out story putting the blame on her stepfather is a bit weird. And he said there was a police report, so we should be able to pull up that police report and see that incident for it to be as fact as he says it was. So I don't know about that. We actually have to investigate that and see if there was an actual police report.
First, I'm just gonna say this outright. When I first saw this, this is absolutely not the truth. It's clear. Like, dude, are you really? It's like, so now you're gonna basically Me Too the situation and create like this fake scenario where somebody slipped a note, because we all know when bandits are trying to toe tag somebody for leaving them or whatever reason, they not slipping notes.
Exactly.
Who leaving a note in the baby car seat saying, yeah, I'm gonna toe tag you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna commit a crime and leave evidence that it's me by just putting a note there and being like, yeah, like the story sounded like a tall tale. A massive fabrication. Like, what are we doing, Umar?
It doesn't make any sense, Cynthia. It makes no sense.
Right. like, I'm not gonna do it now.
Oh my
this
God.
day and at that time, I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third to you. No one's doing that. Like, stop
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
It's like, just stop it. No one did this. Like, sorry.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's awesome. I'm gonna get you, sucker, the note version. like, dude, really?
Yup.
So this man is asserting that even when your mother clearly was with another man, he was just so great that she just she seeing past the man that she's with, who's helping to raise her child that he's not helping to raise, presumably, because he says this is the point at which he's telling this story. This is the point at which you stop allowing him to see your daughter, where your mother stopped allowing him to see you. He doesn't say how old you are, but he does say that you were at a very small age. So it sounds like he's saying that he abandoned you before you even knew that he abandoned you.
Exactly.
Because he's saying it was during my daughter's early years. Well, he did say early. He didn't say how early, so fine. But definitely he's trying to blame your stepdad. It's like, you know, that did not happen. Don't Me Too the situation, Umar. Like, all you really had to do is take accountability. And that's the thing. Because it sounds like all you really wanted is for Umar to just take accountability and actually be a father.
Right.
And so I have to ask you this, because many people are asking this. What do you hope to achieve? Or
we have to understand this. This is a very important part of the interview right here, all right?
And actually be a father.
Right.
And so I have to ask you this, because many people are asking this. What do you hope to achieve, or what did you hope to achieve by sharing your experience publicly? Like, what did you hope to get out of it?
Yes. So the main two goals, number one was to find my sister, which I have accomplished. The second goal was to have a conversation with him and get all my questions answered, which I did not achieve. Now, what I can say is he did try to bring that forward. He sent me a text message privately and said, I would love you, me and your mother to sit down and have a conversation so you can have all your questions answered. So that did not get accomplished, unfortunately. But I guess the third thing is to spread more awareness on children who do not have fathers and how to turn it into a positive thing. Because even though he wasn't there, luckily I had a stepfather figure that was there. And so I think that trauma can bring a lot of lessons. And I don't think that it's fair, because trauma comes in different forms. And I don't think that anyone should have to go through it. But fortunately, it does allow you to learn more about yourself, and it teaches you how to get through situations without someone else there.
Yeah.
Like it kind of isolates you, so you're able to deal with things head first on your own.
Yeah. The thing is, we do need to bring awareness to the issue of absentee fathers, especially when when the absentee father is a public figure. I absolutely think we do need.
All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
Now, this is not about bringing awareness to absentee fathers. You are exposing a hypocrite who is an absentee father, who also speaks on a much bigger platform, who raises awareness about this issue. The problem is he's a hypocrite because he's a part of the issue. Now, we got to get to an important thing. The world class. Shout out to the world class. Shout out to the world class. The world class says, so you gloss over child alienation and then immediately claim he abandoned her, huh? This shit is psychotic. That is from the world class. Now, the world class is very, very familiar with cases of child alienation, and he brought that up and did a great show about DDG and Halle Bailey. This is the problem. Dr. Umar Johnson, being the man that he is, with the message that he has pertaining to absent fathers, being in your father's life, speaking about the community, raising children, stepfathers need to raise children. The message that he has, being a vocal leader, being a child psychologist, opening a school that's never going to actually open. You can't have this. You can't have this happen. You can't have you're in her life for the first 10 years. You can't have a situation where the mother successfully turns your daughter against you because you're not there. We know about child alienation. We know how mothers hide and manipulate and try to get more love from the child and basically force the father to be a deadbeat because they're not in a favorable situation. He could have got court-mandated visitation. Being the person that he is, representing the talking points that he represents, he can't have this happen. He has to protect this like he's protecting his career because he didn't care about his daughter that way. He allowed that influence, if that influence was a thing. So for me, I'm not absolving him of this. Other folks, you see how it's an issue. The regular tax-paying citizen. Dr. Umar Johnson, the educated man that he is, the famous celebrity that he is, he doesn't really get that.
But to me, I really think the black community is completely okay with black men abandoning their children.
Now, hold up. We're not okay with black men abandoning children, Cynthia G. Shut that shit the hell up, man. What are we doing out here? DDG case, the thing about DDG case, this is why I didn't do a video about it. Because I realized that her and the child had RSV. And I'm like, DDG, bruh, you want to see your child. You don't want to get that too. You don't. If you want to be in the house and you want to be in a quarantine zone, it's like, bro, you want them to heal together. Trust that the mother of your child could take care of your child through that RSV. Once those 7-8 days of dealing with that illness goes away, and she's still keeping them away, okay, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? But if she's trying to tell him, look, man, this is for your best interest, she should still allow him to get sick if he wants to get sick. She should really do that. But it's idiotic. For me, I would have been like, man, quarantine zone. Even if I'm in the crib, you got to be in a different. You don't want to. I don't know, man. That's sticky. There's a reason why I didn't make a video about that, because that one's sticky.
And even if we're not okay with it, we're comfortable with it. And the reaction that they've had to this situation shows me that there is a unspoken permission that is given to black men to abandon their children.
What the hell was that?
Ma'am, what are you doing? What are you talking about? This is why Anisa coming to Cynthia G was not the platform to come to. Going to Tommy Sotomayor, going to these folks that hate their own community. Tommy Sotomayor showed his disdain for black women on every damn episode he has. Cynthia G shows her disdain and damage. She shows her damage and disdain for black men every chance she can. We don't second deadbeat fathers. A lot of our communities came from absent fathers. We are trying to be that of a correction. Look at LeBron James and how he's a father, being somebody that grew up without a father. The reason why Stephen A. Smith is getting cooked in my next episode, because he violated. He violated. You spoke on his parenting, Stephen A. Smith. Somebody that claims to not speak on anybody's personal life. You only speak on the game, so players should never be offended. You spoke on his parenting, Stephen A. Smith. We're going to get into that in the next episode. Nonetheless, we're not having this. There's too much of this bullshit in the media. There's a reason why LeVar Ball gets so much credit and cachet, because it's LeVar Ball. He's one of he's a symbol, a representation of what black men are off air, but we get smeared all the damn time for being come on, man, what are we doing out here? Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $10 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Donations. Gifts. More gifts.
My bad, chat. I'm not gonna play that sound effect out all the time because that shit takes forever. But my headphone died. We have to get through that. Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $10 super chat. Lead Clinton says super facts. Shout out to you. Let's get back into this.
That's what it seems to be. But Umar Johnson stated that your mother, out of her bitterness, she decided to violate.
Nah. We're not having that, Taylor. Nah, man. The world class. You have to understand he has conversations, and there's a lot of nuance in a lot of the statements he makes and the conversations and the discussions he has. Sometimes you may not agree, but the world class is not a Cynthia G, man. Come on, man. That's violation, yo. Come on, Taylor. Be nice, man.
Multiple court orders, custody orders. Do you know of any attempt that he has made to take your mother to court to hold her accountable for
That's a good question.
multiple court orders, custody orders? Do you know of any attempt that he has made to take your mother to court to hold her accountable for violating these custody orders?
No, and I'm unsure of what court orders he's talking about, because when they had a co-parenting order in place, he stopped showing up. So I'm not sure what court orders he's claiming that my mom violated. That's probably a lie too.
Yeah, well, it probably is, but here we'll go to this because he is saying explicitly that there are multiple court orders that your mother violated, which, I mean, of course, Umar Johnson is claiming that he initially wanted sole custody of you. That's what he's saying. He's saying initially he wanted sole custody of you, but then
I'm getting rich.
Come on, A Lady 747. Come on, what are we doing out here? Okay, so shout out to A Lady 747 with the $2 super chat. A Lady 747 says
Donations.
Says blacks are okay with bad parenting if they are rich. Damn, man, what the hell? Come on, man.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
This is bad, man. I hope folks are holding Elon Musk to the same fire that we're holding Nick Cannon, Future, and other various rich folks that have 12, 13, 14 children. Elon Musk has 5 baby mothers and 13 children? He don't got time for all of them. He's busy fucking up y'all country. He's too busy fucking up y'all country to pay attention to them damn kids. So we gotta hold Elon Musk to that same fire, man. We gotta hold Musk, man. Pause. Hold up, chat. Yikes, that was filthy work.
Stick together. Pause.
and your mother decided to go to court and fabricate some pictures of abuse, which would actually correspond with what your mother is saying. You said that your mother has made claims that he physically abused her. Umar put in this long diatribe that your mother took images to custody court and created a fictitious story along with your grandmother that accused him of beating on him abusing your mother. He then in here says that your grandmother became belligerent, and I'll read it. As I left family court that day, Grandma Smurf, disappointed in the judge's decision, tried to engage me in a scuffle. As we prepared to clash outside, the family court police stepped in to separate us and pulled me back into the building until the Smurfs had left the area. Did your mother tell you of anything?
I'm getting rich.
Donations.
Shout out to A-Lady747 with the $2 super chat. A-Lady747 says, black men say Elon and Trump is just like us. Hey, yo, what the hell? Which black men are these? These are probably them foundational black Americans, because we don't say that. Out in Tether Nation, we ain't saying that, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Who's saying that? I've not heard that. Come on, man. God damn, these damn Republicans.
About an altercation at court, or because he's saying this played out when you were here. You were a child already. You were already birthed. They're going to court for custody. He's trying to get full custody of you. Your mother is preventing him from doing so, he's saying.
Yes. So my mom did claim that when him and Umar went to court, that he was very vocal and just he was just acting completely out of character. So I believe that my mom requested that her dad be at the court as well, because the way he was acting was just it was just crazy.
Yeah, because he's asserting that it is your mother who was acting crazy and your grandmother who was acting crazy in court, even saying that because of because he puts here, I couldn't believe it, an entire day filled with conflict and negativity, all because of one woman's lies and hate. If Dr. Umar Ifatunde is guilty of domestic abuse, then I challenge anyone to produce a police report, arrest record, or order of restraint. This is what he's suggesting. Have you seen?
This is what I want to focus on. We have to find all of these records. So I'm gonna have to prepare that for a next show, because I'm not gonna do it on air. I generally come with all the things prepared, and if it's not here, then that kind of sucks for y'all. But nonetheless, I got to search for police reports as it pertains to the alleged stepfather assault with the breaking the car window and leaving the note suspiciously, that fabricated tale. We got to find that police report, and we got to find the police report for the alleged assault that Umar Johnson delivered to Anisa's mother. So we have to find those reports if these are real things.
Any of the custody paperwork that Umar is referencing?
No, because I was too young at the time.
Okay, yeah, because he said he had a stack of court papers just in case your mother lies. But what I find interesting here is he's saying that your mother filed false reports on him and took them to court. Are you aware of any restraining order that your mother may have gotten on Umar?
No, but if she was to get any restraining orders on him, I wouldn't be surprised. But to my knowledge, I'm not sure if she has. If she has, no.
Yeah, it sounds like she should have gotten one, because this is what he says here. On the day of the hearing, inside the courtroom, Mama Smurf pulled from her pocketbook approximately 12 Polaroid photos of her body that she claimed contained bruises caused by me. Knowing that I had never put my hands on her, I was certain the photos had been fabricated. When the judge asked me to take a look at the photos, I had immediately informed the judge that these were not bruises, but blotches of makeup and artificial skin color. So he's painting this narrative that your mother has had a history, going back to even when he attempted to get custody of you, of sabotaging him with false allegations of abuse. Do you remember at any point?
if there was false allegations and he had to inform the judge that they were not bruises and there were blotches of makeup and artificial skin color, if all of this happened and there was a hearing, then there was definitely a police report in relation to this assault. We should be able to find all of this.
Any of this. Your mother mentioning any attempt, either when she was getting custody or not, because it sounds like she did what many black women do, which is not make a report of domestic violence, because this is just known. Even if you go to the National Domestic Violence Hotline website, it notes on there that black women are the least likely to actually report.
What? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't say it happened and smear the man's name and reputation, but it wasn't. You're saying it wasn't reported because black women are least like. We can't do that. We can't keep doing this shit. That's so like, nah, man. You're putting these claims. We want to substantiate them.
They steer clear of this. So it sounds like although your mother needed to, she didn't. But he is suggesting that your mother lied in court in order to prevent him from getting sole custody of you. What do you think about that, especially now given his actual attitudes towards you, the indifference that he's showing, and the lack of connection that he's showing? How does that make you feel while he's also simultaneously asserting that your mother lied to prevent him from getting full custody of you?
Yes. So if anything, if my mom was trying, I'm not going to say trying to keep me from him because I already know that that's a lie. But if my mom went to the court and wanted, I guess, them to put an order in place that gave my mom full custody, I wouldn't look down on her because my mom is the one that raised me. I don't understand why he wanted full custody when he wasn't even there. He only got me a couple of times and I was a baby. I was a kid. So even to this day, I haven't had a full conversation.
He only got you a couple of times when you were a baby and you were a kid, but then you said he was there until you were 10. I don't know.
Conversation with him. I couldn't tell you. I didn't even know that his name was Jermaine. I thought that his name was Umar. I guess that's just his name for the public, but I didn't even know that his name was Jermaine Shoemaker. That was news to me.
Now that is crazy. That is what's crazy. How do you not know your father's actual name? You actually thought his name was Umar. You thought he was Umar Johnson. That is what's baffling to me. That's I heard that. I'm like, are you sure he was in your life till 10? Because how the hell? That's crazy. How did you not know his actual name?
But I'm not really sure why he wanted full custody because he wasn't even ever really there. And the lies that he's claiming on my mother, they're lies. My mom never tried to keep me away from him. He just doesn't want to take responsibility.
Why do you think he's so focused on having a discussion, only having a discussion with you when your mother is present? Because I find that strange. Like, you're not a small child. You're grown.
He wants to do that because then we can all get to the bottom of it. It's none of our damn business. It's none of our damn business, but it's been aired out there. She's a public figure. He's a public figure. The mother's not. So it's unfair to put her on the spotlight. But at the end of the day, if we want the full story with everything out on the table, the mother, her there, we would get the real side because she's representing her mother's side. If Umar's there to speak to her mother directly, we can get the full story because we have all the sides. So that's what it's good for. But at the end of the day, the mother is not a public figure, so it's just a... And why do we need to be convinced? Like, handle your own family. What Umar Johnson should want in conclusion to this is his daughter to not be on the air talking about him being negligent and speaking about, oh yeah, we're speaking again, we're on good terms, we're X, Y, and Z. But that's after you take it off air and handle it behind the scenes. Because that's what he needs to do. And then she needs to be like, okay, I'm on now, y'all know who I am because of this. Follow me on this, follow me for what you should be following me for. And that's the entertainment, that's the content creation. That is because she's a comedian. This saga needs to be handled behind the scenes. We know now that he wasn't there. The details are out. I don't know, man.
But in Umar's videos and his written statement, he's requesting to have a discussion, but only if your mother is present. Why do you think he's so hyper-focused on your mother?
You got to understand. In the last episode we did when we broke it down, they had a conversation. She texted him and he's like, well, peace and Pan-Africanism. I'm like, wait, that's how you text your daughter? It's weird. But then he was like, why aren't you texting me from your normal number? And she was like, it was my Apple ID. So there was back and forth. They were responding. Where the responses stopped, or where the screenshot stopped, is when she asked to see her sister. That's when there was no response, but that's all we've seen. But there was a conversation. And then that was on a Thursday. And then the Friday she went live. So with under a week of him not responding to bringing this, to allowing her to meet the sister, but that's all we show. We don't know if there was more conversation. But to our knowledge, that's what it was. Within a week, she went live and started airing out the shit. So there was somewhat of a conversation, not enough to her liking. Umar Johnson needs to stop talking about, she has my number, she can reach out to me. You are the father, you need to reach out to her. You need to stop this bullshit and being unaccountable. Like, you got to stop this.
I think he wants her there so that he can try to manipulate the situation, which he can't do because I already know the truth. And like you said, Cynthia, I do agree with you. I'm 22 years old now. I'm not a minor. I'm an adult at this point. So if you wanted to make the effort to be in my life, or if you wanted to have a conversation with me, that should be done with me. I don't know why you keep trying to include my mother in this when she doesn't have anything to do with it. Y'all no longer have a relationship. So what's the point?
The point is the same thing World Class was speaking about in the chat. It's the child alienation factor. They have to get to the bottom of this. You can't call somebody a negligent, absent father if there will, and at the other end there'd be a heavy proportion of child alienation. He spoke about there was court mandates that she didn't live up to. There's so many things that we need to, because that's my whole thing. I'm like, yo, get it court mandated. Like, why don't you bring her to court and have a visitation scheduled via court, so people are held to be accountable? And then he said she broke it. I'm like, okay, so what was the result of that? Like, there's so much in the air it's just bullshit. We need to know the truth. We don't really need to know. It's none of our business. But if you're going to put it out there, we should know the truth.
Yeah, I'm not willing to believe that a man who I'm not willing to believe that a man who is calling his child a clout chaser, saying that you're basically a gold digger out to misuse or besmirch your father's name all for money. I'm not willing to believe that that's a person who ever wanted full custody of a child, especially a man who now it is being said, we already know he had at least 2 daughters, but there are talks of him having multiple daughters.
All right, y'all. All right. Y'all got to stop doing this. Y'all just be adding babies and children into situations to make the situations worse. Like, let's get solid evidence before we say this, Cynthia G. You're just spreading bullshit. We got to stop doing this.
Have you decided to go out and seek to try and find your other sisters that you're being told that you have?
Yes, so luckily I did. Yes, luckily I did find his other daughter. As stated before, she reached out to me. Well, actually, let me tell you how it happened. So, she has a younger brother. The younger brother has another dad, but the same mom. So his dad isn't Umar. He has another dad, but he reached out to me via Instagram and told me that he knows my sister. Well, they know each other obviously because they're siblings, but he then gave me his mother's number and we got on the phone and she said, hi, we kind of introduced ourselves. We had a short conversation and she said that she would allow me to speak to the daughter when she got home from school. So luckily I did get in contact with one of the daughters. As far as his other children, I don't know their names.
Listen, Lennon Honor's whole thing is exposing Dr. Umar Johnson. That's his whole thing. I gotta see that he probably does have it documented. He probably has proof in that. If Lennon Honor says it, he's way more credible when it comes to the Umar Johnson commentary than a Cynthia G. Because he has all the documents, he has background. I'm looking at the shit that Lennon Honor has. I'm like, how do you get this shit, my nigga? What the fuck is going on? This man has all the insights to this man's life. I'm like, yo, what am I watching right now?
I don't even know if he has other children, but the more I go on the internet, the more I'm starting to realize maybe he does have other children that I don't know about. But if he does, how come he only spoke about me and his younger daughter? Maybe he doesn't have other children.
Well, the thing is highly likely actually that Umar could have multiple other children out there because the reality is he's not tied to one woman. He doesn't make it publicly known that he has any children. And he travels around, his primary core base being black women who he knows don't hold black men to any standards or are accountable for anything. So the reality...
Now black women don't hold black men to any standard or hold black men accountable? Are you serious, ma'am? Are you serious? Black women don't hold black... Oh, like...
Bitch, who raised you?
Is Umar could have a whole slew of children that no one knows about, that not even you. But does your mother and your sister know that you came publicly, you know, to let it be, to try and find your sister?
I believe that she does know I came public only because her son, which is Umar's daughter's brother, reached out to me via Instagram. So I'm pretty sure she does know that I went public about it, but she made sure to let me know to please not post any pictures or put her name out there, which I wouldn't do that anyway because it's just, it's an invasion of privacy. But yeah.
No, her picture doesn't need to be out there, and I do suspect that is one of the reasons that Umar does want her brought to the forefront. I think he wants to weaponize the community against her. I really do. Is she aware of any of what he's saying about her? That, you know, she essentially lied on him in court in order to prevent him from seeing you?
So are you talking about his other daughter?
No, your mom. Sorry. I'm sorry. Is your mom aware of any of the things that he's publicly saying about her?
Yes.
What does she think about it? Because I mean, this has to be, at the very least, very disappointing for her.
Yeah, Umar Johnson is going out of his ways to disrespect both baby mothers. He said, Mama Smurf, her mother, is old news and she's just crusty old news. And he says, Miss Vegan, the other baby mother, she has until the 29th of March to produce his child. And he's disparaging her name. So I'm like, hey, yo, what does this one have to do with it? She has not said anything publicly. This is bad, man. This is all a bad look.
So she actually came in my room a couple days ago and showed me a live clip of him basically saying that my mom was the bottom of his shoe. She was a piece of dirt, all of these nasty comments. She also, she talked to me about a message, which I'm not going to go into detail because this is private, but this was a message that he sent her basically claiming that my mom never took care of me. I was taken care of. I was abandoned. It was just a lot of claims and a lot of lies. Like, he's very known for lying.
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy. I saw a video where I thought...
Now, I would be absolutely devastated if I woke up and I had my daughter online disparaging my good name and our family name. I would be like, hey, yo, what the hell is going on? But Umar has to live with that because this is a result of his negligence. He has to live with that. This is what happens, man. This is what happens.
He was titling it to you, where I think he titled it "You're the scum of the earth" or something. Is that the one you're referring to? Because I
and he's disparaging his baby mother's names too, so he doesn't get absolved of anything. There's no sympathy for Umar in this. I hope you all know there's no sympathy for Umar. He is a willing participant. He's made this more relevant than it ever needed to be. If he never responded to this would be nothing.
know there is one that I saw from his channel that is titled that. I thought he was directing it to you, which either way, even if he's directing it to you or your mother, it's just as deplorable.
Exactly.
Bottom line. But I'm assuming that's the video. If you could say...
And that's what's actually sad. That's what's sad. That you can't tell. Damn, man. That is sad. Where's my sad music? Now we don't got it. We're moving on.
Anything to Umar now. If you wanted one message for him to get, what would it be?
If I was being 100% honest, I would say that I'm disappointed in not only the lies and accusations that you have made that are false, but also the response that you gave to me publicly. I am supposed to be your daughter. I'm supposed to be the person that you protect and take care of, but that are false, but also the response that you gave to me publicly. I am supposed to be your daughter. I'm supposed to be the person that you protect and take care of, but instead you get on the internet and you make not only false accusations, but it's just the vocabulary that you're using, the mama smurf, the daughter smurf. It's childish to me. So disappointment is what I'm very disappointed.
What? What, nigga? What the
vocabulary that you're using, the person that you protect and take care of, you have made that are false, but also the response that you gave to me publicly. I am supposed to be your daughter. I'm supposed to be the person that you protect and take care
of. What do I do with this? What the hell do I do with this? I'm sorry, Chad. I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed. I don't know which direction to go with this statement because okay. Let's just play this, Chad.
of, but instead you get on the internet and you make not only false accusations, but it's just the vocabulary that you're using, the mama smurf, the daughter smurf. It's childish to me. So disappointment is what I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
And I'm very, and it's funny. A lot of people say that me and Umar, and I'm not gonna yes, he is my father.
This is what I'm baffled at, man. This is what it's confusing to me. It's like you expect Umar to be like not as childish with the mama smurf, papa smurf, the shit he's doing, but at this point, Umar's a caricature. He's a caricature. He doesn't even know who the fuck he is. He's just in role. He's in character every damn time he's on camera. That's why he's always, we must stay focused. This bunny hopping shit. He's a caricature now. He's not even somebody to be taken seriously. But that statement is wild. It's like, you're his daughter. Yeah, he's negligent. You're pointing that out, but you're cooking him. You're his daughter the same way you would expect him to be respectful and not destroy you as a father because you're his daughter. Of course, you expect your father to protect you, but you're disparaging him. And I think there's this weird disconnect where a lot of women just disrespect their father outright. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is your parent. This is your damn parent. It's like, he wasn't there. I get it. He's negligent. He doesn't deserve all the respect that y'all claim he doesn't deserve. I understand that. But some of this is for you. Some of this is for you, your good family name, and not making an ass of yourself. Being a healed adult that's well adjusted. You don't want to be out here just disrespecting your parent. That doesn't reflect good on your own personal character. I don't know why. I just, there's a disconnect here. I think it's a cultural disconnect. I'm going to keep it a stack, man. I'm going to keep it a stack. This is why we got to remain Canada up here. We are not American. I think there's a cultural disconnect. I don't get it. He needs to be cooked by everybody. Yeah, like us. We should be disrespecting the shit out of him. We should be pointing out how, like, she could point out the fact that he's negligent, of course. She's an adult. She's 22, man. 22, you could have graduated from post-secondary at this point. You could have been done a whole university at 22. What are we talking about, 22? We're not going to absolve that. We cooked Sneeko for years when he made idiotic statements at 22. We cooked Austin Holloman for paying for the pussy at 22. Like, what are we doing out here? 22's 22. She's an adult, all right? Jesus Christ. What the fuck is that shit called again? Why is my brain going complete stupid right now? Damn, I forgot what's not developed by 25. What is that shit called? Wow, I'm getting real stupid on air. This is why you gotta stop listening to Lord Jamar. Damn, man. Damn. All right, let's get back into this. I drew a blank, chat. I was about to make a point, and I drew a blank.
But if I want to call him Umar and not my father, I have the right of doing that because.
Yo, the leaps. There we go, Samantha. The prefrontal cortex. I was about to say something that was a complete abomination and butcher the term. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. I'm everywhere. But this right here. Why do y'all take such leaps? Why do y'all take such leaps? We don't want this.
He hasn't been there. I have a father that's in my life. So I'm very vocal. A lot of people say that we have very similar personalities. I'm very outspoken. And I even told him, I sent him a voice message and said, you know, I'm disappointed in how you responded to me on social media. And I don't like the accusations that you're making. So I responded to him and I told him this. Of course, not face to face, but over the phone. So he knows how I feel.
Okay, I'm baffled by her statement because she came up on air cooking and disparaging her father. Not only mentioning the fact that he was a negligent father, she's bringing out this abuse, all this other stuff. And she's confused why he's not protecting her in the public. You know he's all these things that you're exposing him for. Why would you be like that's what's kind of like I don't know. It's a little weird. He's trying to save face. He's trying to save his public image. You came out publicly and said this. He's a public figure. Of course he's going to be scrambling and scraping to protect his good name.
Stick together.
Pause. Okay, I got to get serious, y'all. All right, let's get back into this.
Yeah, the whole thing is incredible.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. Let's get back into this, y'all. We'll have a conversation about this following the breakdown, but let's get back into this reaction. We're gonna be here all night, man.
Probably disappointing. I would, especially the language that he's using. I would think that at the very least he would agree that you are old in a discussion. You did say in one of the videos that you made, you said that he had reached out and scheduled to set up to talk to you and him. Did he just decide he didn't want to do that discussion either? He just never showed?
So yeah, he pretty much stopped responding after he sent me that message.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just want to say this. I am so sorry. I am. I feel for you. I can relate to the absentee father part, but what I can't relate to is an absentee father taking to social media to publicly disparage me. So I don't understand how that feels, but I can still put myself in the position of if it had happened to me. And I know
this is what I don't get. No, because they do call out mothers too. I've seen it on Love and Hip Hop. I've seen storylines where the mother, like Carly Red's daughter, talking about, oh, you weren't there, you were out there getting a bag, calling out the shortcomings of her mother. And then Carly Red cooking her daughter, disparaging her the same way. We've seen it with on this new season of Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop anymore because I don't cover it for my channel, so I don't see it. But I vaguely see clips, and there is a mother-daughter duo doing the same thing where the daughter's calling her out for her shitty parenting, and then the mother's cooking her, talking about, oh, you should respect me for X, Y, and Z, and you were X, Y, and Z. So there's a lot of this shit in the media right now. It's a whole mess.
Oh, it has to be hurtful. It has to be very disappointing. I'm pretty sure in your mind, you can't possibly have positive thoughts for him. This would obviously also have to be very confusing. Why does he have so much disdain for you? You did nothing to him, except exist. And then for me to sit here and see, the evidence of Umar being your father all over your face. I don't get it.
Yo, I don't get how people don't see it. I see it. Every time I look at her, I'm like, I could see that that's Umar's offspring.
there's no way Umar can look at you and not see himself. There's no way he can do it, because everyone who looks at you sees Umar.
Mhm.
You are his genetic legacy at the end of the day. And he has chosen to turn his back on his genetic legacy, all the while going through the community and pretending that he cares about the black genetic legacy. Umar's primary base is black women. So my last question is this. Given that Umar's primary base is black women, he's abandoned and disparaged you, a black woman, and your mother. He has called you a clout chaser and said you're out for a money grab. Do you think that Umar...
Well, she did charge $3,500 for every interview. She does hit the Cash App, the PayPal, and whatever. She does say follow X, Y, and Z on TikTok and YouTube. So there's a clout chasing element. But Umar, you can't say that. We all can see we can see it. But Umar, because of the fact that the premise of the situation and the reason why she's even saying this is because you're a negligent father, you can't be like, oh, this clout chasing. Yeah, she's taking advantage of the situation. Yeah, she's saying hit the TikTok, the YouTube and everything. But you're the absent father, my nigga. You caused this. You caused this. There would be no ammo at all for her to be like, oh, you're doing X, Y, and Z. He wasn't there. Nigga, if you were there, and if you returned her message and you introduced her to her sister, like, what are we doing out here?
Johnson is the one out for a money grab of black women?
Oh, I really don't know how to answer this question. So what I will say too is, because I did see the comments of him calling me a clout chaser, but not only that, he said that I was in it for a money grab. But my response to that was because there were a lot of people reaching out to me to do interviews.
Now we're going to get into this statement, and I'm going to let it play a lot because I'm cutting it off for the chat a lot, but I need to address this question, this statement right here. Men are so mad at women making money, honey. All right? That's what A-Lady747 says. As she hits me with these pathetic $2 super chats. $2. That's it. That's it. Not even a $5. A $2 in this economy. A-Lady747.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I'm starting to think that women are mad at seeing men get this money.
Yes, the camera loves your nastiness.
This is what we talking about. This is what the fuck we talking about.
I'm getting rich. Manipulation.
Whoops. I just told on myself. Damn.
Donations. Donations.
All right, shout out to Lead Clinton with the $5 super chat. Lead Clinton says, LTTV, at what point are adults responsible for their lives? They are responsible for their lives, unfortunately, the second that they turn an adult. The second they become an adult, they are responsible for their own lives, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because a lot of folks are not prepared to be responsible for their own life the second they become an adult. But they are responsible for their own lives the second they become an adult.
A lot of like big people with platforms and things like.
All right, I'm a chill, chat. Let's get back into this. Let me do a serious breakdown. Let's stay on. Let's stay focused. We must stay focused. All right, let's get it.
But my response to that was because there were a lot of people reaching out to me to do interviews. A lot of like big people with platforms and things like that. And the only thing I said is that if I'm coming to someone's platform to talk about something, especially this situation, my response to that was, I don't think that it would be fair for me to do it for free, only because they're profiting off of this.
Oh, it wouldn't be fair for you to do it free because they're profiting off of your story that you put out there for free initially, right? Okay, so but you came up on this platform and spoke about you wanted to tell this story because you wanted to meet your sister, which you got accomplished. And then secondary, you wanted to raise awareness for situations like your own. But it also comes with the money. It also comes with the
donations.
Off of this story. So
Don't
that
do
was my
anything for
response
free.
to that. And I know your question was, do I think that Umar is being a money or is doing a money grab? You said for black women.
Do you think he's exploiting black women for money?
I do think so. Yes.
I think he is too. Absolutely. Like to me,
No, hold up. No way.
Except for black women.
Do you think he's exploiting black women for money?
I do think so. Yes.
I think he is too. Absolutely. To me, it's blatantly clear that Umar Johnson does not respect black women. You're a black woman. You're his daughter. If you're not going to respect your daughter, if you can't have grace for your daughter, if you would title a video and try to tell your daughter or her mother that either one of them is the scum of the earth, you do not like black women. He does not. And more than anything, I think that's what.
What? The leaps that Cynthia G takes is crazy. Now Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't like black women? Okay, come on, man. He's an unaccountable Dusty. He's unaccountable. His ideology's warped. He believes that he could just create babies and then suggest that the woman should prove herself to be worth of wifing after you created the baby. And he's just an unaccountable Dusty. He hates black women? What a leap, ma'am.
Nigga, you gotta go. The fuck is wrong with you? I'm getting rich.
Shout out to D-Lock with the $10 super chat. D-Lock says the black man hater couldn't wait to have Lil Smurf on her show. Unfortunately, sometimes men have to stay out of the picture physically because of the mother.
Fugazi.
Listen, man, you calling her Little Smurf, man. You feeding into the Umar shit. Unfortunately, sometimes men have to stay out of the picture physically because of the mother. Yeah, no, couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. You're not gonna dominate my presence and keeping me away from my daughter. Fuck that shit. We going to court, man.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Yeah, that's not gonna be me, man. We fighting, man. We fighting. Shout out to you for the $10.
Donations.
You exposed. I really think that even if you weren't trying to, I think you exposed how Umar.
Now, what he's talking about, and what a lot of men, what they're referring to, is a lot of child alienation. So a lot of that's what they're referring to. That's why you see some of these takes come out, because their child is so turned against them. Their mother's filling them up with a whole bunch of shit. The second they come to pick up that child or interact with that child, there's a whole lot of negative gatekeeping taking place. So that child has a lot of disdain and animus for that father, just off of the fact that they're living with that mother, constantly chirping that in their ear. So that's where a lot of the stuff that we see in the chat from when men are saying X, Y, and Z, that's where you're seeing, that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. But at the end of the day, men have to realize that some of the baby mothers y'all pick are dusty. You can't communicate with them. They're pretty much terrorists, as y'all will describe them to be. So what you got to do is go to court. You got to go to court. You got to do it. It may not be favorable. You may not like it. You got to go to court. You got to get it mandated that you have visitation. And then you got to do the work. You got to speak and communicate to your children, be a part of their life, spend more time so the negative gatekeeping will be offset by your presence and the things that you're communicating to your child. You don't spend time disparaging the mother in return. You spend time taking care of your child, loving your child, spending time with your child, cultivating a relationship with your child that offsets the negative gatekeeping. Listen, it's easier said than done, and I don't got to deal with this shit myself, so don't be looking at me, man. Don't be coming to me and, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Let's get back into this.
Actually feels about black women. It just is what it is. Absolutely do not do anything for free. Don't do any interviews for free because they do. This is why I would never approach you asking you to do a free interview. It's insulting. The bottom line is they are out to make money and they want to make money off of you without giving you money. And it's like, absolutely not. Umar, as far as I'm concerned, he owes you money. He needs not open his mouth and talk about a money grab towards his child.
No, ma'am. No, he doesn't owe her money. He's been paying child support the entire time. She's 22 years old. What he does owe her is the time. He owes her time. Time spent. Cultivate a relationship with your daughter. Love your daughter. Spend time with her. What is it with this money shit?
It's like you owe her. So write the check because you owe her. It's like you shouldn't even, Umar should be throwing money at you as far as I'm concerned. But
Cynthia G, you're building Umar's case when he said this is a clout chase and a money grab. Stop this. This is filthy work. This is why you don't go to people like Cynthia G.
I'll let you close it out. It's your time. The floor is yours. I'll let you close it out. If you want to, you can allow people in the chat box to ask additional questions, but it is up to you because it is your time.
Yes, so I will repeat what I had said in the beginning. Cynthia had asked me to introduce myself. So my name is Anisa. I'm 22. I'm from Philadelphia. And as far as what I do, I'm a content creator and comedian. I do make content on Instagram and TikTok.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Sorry, ma'am. How you build it is how you grow it and is how you maintain it. So if you build off of chasing clout off of your father's name, we don't know your content or your comedy. So I think that you got to go back to square one. And when you want to speak about your comedy and your content, you're going to have to put out content and put out comedy that we gravitate towards. Because for me, the web from your father's negligent to let me check out your comedy and be like, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, man. I'm not doing it.
My Instagram is Nisa the Goat.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Goat, NISADA.
Here, I'll throw it in the chat box for you.
Okay.
Somebody.
That's my Instagram and my TikTok. If anyone wants to ask any questions in the chat box, I'll let Cynthia tell me the questions. So yeah, you guys can ask away.
I'll definitely give them. I'll give them, if you have 10 to 15 minutes of time. I'll give them that to ask questions because, to be honest, I gotta go soon too. But let me drop this in the.
Yo, hold up, chat. Can we get these likes up? This has been a wonderful performance from me. This has been an amazing top tier performance by me. Y'all got to get these likes up. Y'all playing with me out here. This has been a nuanced, detailed breakdown. Come on, let's get these likes up, chat.
Let me drop your handle in the chat box, and then I'll pull some questions that people may want to ask. So I'm gonna put your Instagram on there. Hang on a minute.
Damn, I'm struggle streaming now. Come on, Cynthia, hurry up.
Someone said, do you have a YouTube, Rumble, or Twitch channel? My YouTube.
You know what was funny? When she was reading this, I was like, because I was watching this live. And I was like, I don't see that said or spoken anywhere in the chat. Not one person commented that. And I was scrolling, and I even went back, and I couldn't find it. And I was like,
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Someone said, do you have a YouTube, Rumble, or Twitch channel? My YouTube is actually
yo, the fake plugin
linked in my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, there's a link tree in the bio, and when you click there, it'll take you to all of my other platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, etc.
Yo, she knows what she's doing with the link tree. She put the link tree there so all the links will be. She knows what she's doing.
Okay, so I also pinned her Instagram in there as well. Your TikTok is the same as your Instagram, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let me grab some questions and see. Okay, so Reese wants to know, how did you feel about all the disrespect from Tommy's channel? Do you see all of the disrespect from black men online? That's
Yes.
assuming you've seen it.
Yes. I actually went live when Tommy he went live on Twitter and he had about 2,000 viewers, and I was commenting and he asked if I could come up, and I did.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
I don't even understand that. Why are you in his chat? You were in his chat talking about, oh, he's clout chasing your name by speaking about this topic so you can get on his show. I'm starting to understand her strategy here. She knows that outrage sells, negativity sells. You go to Cynthia G, a platform that is built on hating black men. You speak about negligent fathers. You promote yourself. Great place to get a fan base. You go to Tommy Sotomayor's channel where they're disparaging and hating black women. Great place to start up a commotion and get some clout. Like it's just.
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Random University with the $2 super chat. This level of victim clout chasing is a sickness. Like, this is legitly the best way you could sum it up of what I was just about to say. Shout out to Random University. W's in the chat for Random University.
And like I said, I was on Instagram Live, so this is proven. You guys can go on my page and see it. But he was calling me all different types of B's. He was calling me out of my name. And if anything, I think Tommy is a clout chaser. And I think he's doing this for a money grab because he had his Cash App on the screen.
Ma'am, what? What? My bad for the volume chat, but what the fuck? This is the job. This is what we do. This is commentary. You see the Cash App at the bottom of my screen? You see the PayPal at the bottom of my screen? You see the Super Chats on my screen? This is what we do. This is what we do. He was clout chased. Like, come on, ma'am. Come on, ma'am. Get a clue.
While talking about, the situation. So I do think he's a clout chaser. And I don't really know what exactly Tommy does. I don't know if he's an activist similar to Umar or if he's a content creator, but the disrespect was completely uncalled for because I didn't disrespect him.
A lot of people are disrespectful, and they're gonna be because Umar is like, a lot of people had a problem with me for talking about Umar because they're saying, okay, well, Umar is the black leader that we have who love black women, even though he don't. So people are going to be negative because you're picking a side, and they're picking Umar's side because that's who they're familiar with. But it's Umar's fault that
Umar started this off by saying we got to pick a side, no straddling the fence. Bro, we did not pick your side, Umar. We ain't on your side, Umar. We ain't rocking out with negligent fathers and being like, yeah, we're making excuses for you. We're not doing that, sir.
We just found out who you are because Umar should have had you in the forefront. Like I said, Umar should have had you going on his speaking engagement with him. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. But another question is,
that would have been powerful. You want to talk about being a child psychologist. Our children are X, Y, and Z. He keeps speaking about our black boys are X, Y, and Z, but you're a father of black daughters. You never thought they were relevant or anything to care about? You never brought them on any of your speaking engagements?
Is everything okay between you and your sister? You two were arguing on a live and you sounded really hurt, sending you love.
Yes, so let me think, how do I want to explain this? So unfortunately, if you were on the TikTok live, you would have heard the commotion and what we were arguing about. So my sister actually called me a clout chaser for getting on the internet and trying to find my dad, which I thought was very heartless because commotion and what we were arguing about. So my sister actually called me a clout chaser for getting on the internet and trying to find my dad, which I thought was very heartless because
her sister called her a clout chaser. The very same sister that she made a video to Umar Johnson saying, I want to meet my sister. Or is it a different sister? It may be, no, I'm screwing this up. I'm screwing this up. This is her sister from her stepfather. This is her mother has a child with another man, her stepfather. That's the sister she's referring to.
Because you have your dad in your life. Her dad, which I claim is my stepfather, has been in my life, but at the end of the day, that's not the man who gave birth to me. You know what I'm saying? So even though he was there, which I appreciate, I still want my dad in my life, my biological father. So that was the argument.
And everyone should be able to understand that you will want to know your
The problem with this is she contradicts this very same statement by saying she doesn't want her father in her life. She said that she already has a good support system. She reached out to find her sister. She's a grown-ass adult. She doesn't need him in her life. And then when she said that, I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That's what lost me, and I don't know why people are playing the mental gymnastics and acting like she didn't say that.
That's not unreasonable. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter who raised you. Umar, you have Umar's DNA. His blood is going through your veins. So it's like, obviously, you're going to want to know, where you're going to want to know about him. I think it's foul that people are actually questioning why you will want attention from your father.
And
like,
what
to
hurts
try
me
to act
even,
like you're doing something wrong.
Yes, and what hurts a lot is the fact that a lot of people was asking me to prove it. To prove that he's my dad, probably because he's this big figure. My mom did get a DNA test, but that's not something that I want to put on the internet because that's kind of private.
You look like him. We know that we know you belong to him.
But I did post a picture on my Instagram of me and my dad. He was holding me as a child. Umar's last name is Abdullah. So his name, to my knowledge, is Umar Abdullah Johnson. So he has two last names, but I only acquired Abdullah. I don't have the name Johnson. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating that a lot of people are asking me to prove it, which I can see why, but there's nothing to prove now.
To me, your face is proof enough. Like, to me, you look like him, like, heavily. So people, sometimes the black community irks me because why are you asking for proof of something that happens most of the time in the community? Most of the time, there is a black man who is fathering a child.
Okay, so y'all community is far different than mine. All right, this is bad. All right, so if y'all know that I'm Canadian, born and raised in Toronto. I am Jamaican and Guyanese. Father's Jamaican, my mother's Guyanese. In Jamaica, 48% of children are ascribed to the wrong father, which means 48% of children in Jamaica currently, they don't know who their actual father is. Of the people that got tested, they found out their father is not their actual father. So these women out here are just and just handing these folks these jackets of parenthood. And it's like, that's not the father. So there's an issue with that. You definitely do need to get your DNA results because there's an alarming rate of folks that are not really the father. It is bad. It is bad. We need more. We need a Maury Jamaica version because there's going to be a whole lot of.
You are not.
A whole lot of.
You are not.
Survey said,
you are not.
King God says, where's Toronto again? And you guys want to make Canada the 51st state. You don't even know where my goddamn city is. Come on, man.
Child, be it male or female, and most of the time they're abandoning that child. It just is what it is. But someone wants to know if you think your dad has ever been with a white woman, and I'll combine it with somebody else's comment. They wanted to know, is Umar really a closet colorist? Because he talks about dark chocolate.
A closet colorist? You can't be serious, Cynthia. Again! Shout out to D-Lock with the $15 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
D-Lock says, after 2 failed attempts to get back with my ex-wife, I got married to someone else. My ex has done her best to make my daughter feel bad if she's not totally loyal to her. Mothers can be a problem. Yep. Listen, I'm not denying this. I know there's a lot of negative gatekeeping that mothers do because they want to feel like they're more loved and they have the loyalty of the child. There's a lot of that weird shit. I completely understand that. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but there is that exists.
Black women, but you're lighter. So that's what they're wanting to know. Is he really lying about liking dark-skinned women? Essentially, is he really hiding?
Now, ma'am, Cynthia G, stop this. She's saying that Umar Johnson is a closet colorist because of her skin complexion, not knowing that her mother's actually darker than her. She got her skin complexion from her grandparents. It must have skipped. That happens sometimes. If you are a black man that likes black women, all sorts of black women across the entire color spectrum, whether it be light skin, caramel, brown skin, dark skin, it shouldn't be a problem. When they get up on these platforms and try to force men into the darkest skin complexion possible, and if they don't like that, they don't like black women, it's like, what are we doing out here? Not everybody's gonna be like me, like that prefers dark skin. You can like the entire spectrum of black women. It's not a crime to like light-skinned black women, brown-skinned black women. You're not a closet colorist because you had a child that came out this is ridiculous.
White or light-skinned woman.
So to the first question,
is he really lying about liking dark-skinned women? Essentially, is he really hiding a white or light-skinned woman?
So to the first question, I'm not sure if he's ever dated a white woman. I would assume no, because the comments that he makes and the things that he says regarding interracial relationships, he is very against black men or black women being with white men or women. So I would say probably not. And for the second question, as far as the whole colorist thing, I'm not sure. And I did hear a lot of people say, how can this be his daughter when she's so light? I would consider myself to be brown. And also when it comes to genes, 2 dark-skinned people can make a lighter child. So it's just, it's genes. It's all genes.
The reason they're saying that is because Umar promotes only desiring like really, really dark-skinned women. This is what he promotes. And then when they're seeing you, they're like, okay, well, her phenotype doesn't match you liking dark-skinned women. So they just think it's another thing that he's lying about being a colorist. But I wanted
this is a grotesque leap, Cynthia G. His daughter, who wasn't even raised by him. He was there for the first 10 years. Is even defending this point. She's out here to cook him, call him a negligent father, which is the truth. Well, I'm saying this is the truth, like I know personally for facts. It seems like the truth. She's defending that point. So for you to reach and make that point, Cynthia G, it's just like, it's a gross stretch. Like, what are we doing out here?
Sabrina wants to know, is there anything that Umar can do to reestablish a relationship with you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me prepare this with this. Hold up, chat. This is very, very, very important. And for some reason, I can't find my drops. Like, how many? This is the problem when you have too many drops. Yeah. This is bad, man.
Again.
This is bad. I have too many. I can't find. This drop board is it's too much, man. Can I not get the main event? Come on, where did I put that shit? Come on, me.
Shout out to LTTV.
All right, fuck it, man. This is the main event of the evening, all right? This is the point that I want to highlight the most because this is what has me perplexed. All right, chat? No assistance from the drops, but whatever, man.
Thing would be to answer the questions that I have, because I do have a lot of questions for him. And after those questions are answered, if we're able to have some type of conversation on a consistent basis, I think that would be a great start to establishing a relationship. I was told to not do interviews because it would possibly, what's the word? If he was to see this, he would probably think that I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions.
What?
What's the word? If he was to see this, he would probably think that I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions. So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already I would be trying to hurt him publicly when I'm just answering questions. So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive.
How did this happen? Who was the idiot that did this?
Questions. So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive. But if that's
what? So my issue here is, what is the point of all of this if you don't want to establish if you do not want to establish a relationship with the man? What is the point of all this? You're 22 now. You said he wasn't there since you were 10. He's negligent. He's a deadbeat. He's X, Y, and Z. He's always going to be your father. Whether you need him financially, whether you're a grown woman that's paying your own bills and you can do bad by all by yourself, or all that, whatever the fuck it is, he's forever going to be your father. That's crazy. Get his attention, and then you don't want to establish a relationship? Your sister called you a clout chaser. You said you have already a stepfather and enough support in you. What is this?
So I'm not really too fond of establishing a relationship with him, because it's like, I'm 22 now. I already have a lot of people in my life who are supportive. But if that's something that he would want to do, I would be open to it. But it's like, I've already reached out. I've already done my part. So now I feel like he needs to do his. Who are supportive. But if that's something that he would want to do, I would be open to it. But it's like, I've already reached out. I've already done my part. So now I feel like he needs to do his.
Yeah, I think that bridge does need to be gapped by Umar. He is the one who's
He has to make the effort. He has to make the effort. You're going to have a child, father me, be in my life. Like, what are we doing out here? You have to make the effort, Umar, at this point.
behaving like a petulant child right now. So, and he,
because to a lot of folks, it seems like, oh, you really want no relationship with this man. You just wanted this for the clout. You were just trying to establish your career. That's why you're telling us your TikTok and your YouTube and blah, blah, blah. And then other folks would see this as, yeah, this is cope. You don't want to put yourself out on a ledge too much to be destroyed, rejected, and left by your father. So there's two sides to this. I see y'all in the chat. I see y'all going back and forth. This is why family business is better handled off air within the confines of a family. If they end up cultivating a happy and good relationship, was this all worth it? Well, for her, it would absolutely be. Absolutely, because she got her father back. But for him, going back and forth, disparaging daughter Smurf, the mama Smurf, Miss Vegan, all this bullshit he's doing.
he's the parent in the situation, so he needs to initiate that. But I do think it is.
Yeah, because this nigga's talking about, oh, my number has never changed. Who the fuck cares if your number has ever changed? Why do you want... Why do you want your daughter begging for you to be in her life? Make an effort, my nigga. Make an effort.
Good that you still have it open for him to have a relationship, because it really, to me, that's what it sounds like you want. It's no problem to me if you want money, but to me it sounds more like you would actually like to have a relationship with your biological father, which is completely normal. Who wouldn't? I probably would have loved to have one with mine if he wasn't drowning in a drug addiction. So I mean, it's normal. But so I'll take 2 more questions because it's already 10 minutes after. So Hutu and Mama said, Umar has multiple sisters. Have your aunts ever reached out to you?
One of my aunts, I think, reached out to me via Instagram DM, but I didn't get the chance to respond. And I also wonder, how many sisters does he have? I'm not sure.
Do they know about what's going on now?
Probably.
Okay, but has any of them said anything, like reached out and been like, okay, well, you're doing this because this, that, and the third? Because we know black women are the greatest defenders of black men. We just know this.
I believe that one of his sisters did give me some words of encouragement.
Why are you saying that like it's a bad thing, Cynthia G? Black women are the top defenders of black men. Well, you should be. You should be. We're the top defenders of y'all. It's all the black family, black men, black women. We belong to the same black group. We should be the top defenders of each other. We shouldn't be saying it like it's negative.
She was just like, step away from social media when you need to. And she was like, I'm always here if you need me. And I think she gave me her number. So yeah, she reached out.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. I'm glad. And there was someone in the chat box also who wanted you to know. I'm remembering the comment. I accidentally moved it and I didn't mean to. That person wanted you to know that you're beautiful and smart and you are supported, and you absolutely 100% are. And I think ultimately, even though this is like the height of it where, you're trying to tell your story, Umar's throwing a tantrum, I do think that you'll have a good resolution with him. I do. I think eventually you will. Somebody, the Hello Kitty said, do you remember your interactions with Umar before he stopped coming around?
So, when I was younger, I do remember him being very strict. I remember, I think I had came home from school and he was like, you can't watch TV until you're done your homework. Like, I just remember him being very stern and very, very, very strict.
Okay, so he was trying to set some foundation. He was trying to set some foundation for you. So you understand that this you got to actually be responsible for your things. You got to finish your work before you fuck around and watch this TV and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, but that's good though, that he would have been there to provide some structure and discipline through the structure. So that's good, and it's good that you did have some memories of him being a father. It's just, I think, unfortunate, that you weren't allowed to have the full benefit of him as a father. But
see, this is exactly why people should learn to kind of listen, man. I know there's a lot of folks that think differently than me, because I said it in my last stream. A lot of folks should kind of just wait these things out a little bit. Learn a little bit in life, get a little more perspective, because you don't know everything. You don't know the ins and outs between your father and your mother's relationship. You see that he made an attempt when you were younger. He was there up until 10 years old. You talked about the structure that he was trying to provide. There was a level of care. So you see that at that point, something changed. So you don't really know the factors. So to get up on air and disparage your father, I don't know, man. This is just my opinion. I don't think that you should go out there and disparage your parents. Whether they did you wrong, whether they were negligent, I don't think it's good to go out in public and disrespect your family. That's just me. A lot of people they're not respectable, they're not X, Y, and Z, they're not worth the respect. Great. That's just me. I don't believe in putting and airing out your family's business in your dirty laundry. That's just me. That's what I believe.
We have 2 more minutes. I don't know if we have time for one more question. I was going to try to pull out one more question, but I don't know if there is one. Yeah, I don't see any. I don't think I do.
Oh, they're inquiring about my TikTok. Yes, the original account was banned.
Once again, y'all do this all the time. This ultimate leap. You mean she should lie? Lie about what? She doesn't need to divulge the information. That's not lying. She's a content creator. She's a comedian. She said she went viral many times. She doesn't need to share this information if she didn't want to do that. She said it was as a means to get a hold of her sister, who she got a hold of. She said she wanted to establish a relationship with her father, and then she said she didn't have interest, but that was kind of, a lot of people could see that as cope. I don't know what it actually is. We're speculating. I think, I kind of see it's a little bit of cope. But at the end of the day, nobody said that she needed to lie. You just don't have to speak about your father. We didn't know that Umar Johnson was your father, and we didn't know he was negligent until you provided the information. Nonetheless, I'm not protecting Umar Johnson. He needs to be exposed.
But I do have a new
TikTok
account.
is too censoring to me.
Yes.
You should start a YouTube channel, though. I think you should definitely start a YouTube, and I think ultimately Umar needs to be the one to help to propel your YouTube channel where it needs to go. Like he should be doing that. It's like, how are you gonna be basically one of the most popular people in the Black community right now, and you're not putting and your daughter's not at the forefront? Like this, just strange to me. It's like I don't understand why he wouldn't want to propel you to the forefront. Like Umar should be proud that you're his daughter. If in my opinion, he should be proud. Like
exactly,
whether he raised you or not.
So imagine airing out your deadbeat or your alleged deadbeat father that you thought never made any effort to be in your life, that you thought never paid any child support. Because this is the information brought to you by your mother. And then you get up on air and you talk about your father wasn't there, he was negligent, he didn't make any effort, he didn't pay child support, to find out later in life that your mother actually did receive your child support. And she was jealous that he had a new woman, so she didn't want him around the kids. So she made it difficult, she moved from city to city, she did all these. What if you found that out after and you disparaged your father the whole time? I think sometimes folks should get the whole context of the story and figure out the whole situation before they go up on air and start making moves like this. It's especially at a grown age. She's 22. She hasn't has her prefrontal cortex developed yet. She's not even 25 yet. People want to make that excuse. Great. But when you're 30, you're 40 years old and you're still campaigning 30, 40, 50 years old to air out the shortcomings of your parents, what you are showing is that you're not a well-adjusted, healed human being. That you're still pointing the finger at the shortcomings of your parents to highlight your shortcomings and make an excuse for them to be unaccountable instead of being a healed human being. So when I see folks that are grown, big-ass age talking about this, it's like, bro, come on, man. You caught in yesteryear.
It seems like you turned out very well adjusted, very intelligent, extremely articulate, and you know how to, it seems like you're very adaptable too. You probably know how to turn it off and on depending on the environment. So I would think he would be proud and happy, you know, and it doesn't, I will say this. The screenshots that he's shown, when he addresses you to you, it does seem like that he has some affection towards you, but the way that he's parading around on social media is complete trash. I don't think that he doesn't care about you. I think he's being a petulant child. I think he thinks that his empire or whatever he established, I think he sees the potential for it crumbling, and I think he's responding to what the potential fallout could be. But regardless, the way that he's reacting is inappropriate. He needs to get off of social media and have a discussion with you, because that's what he owes you. And hopefully he'll do that. Hopefully you'll be able to, you'll be able to have a relationship with him and build a relationship in the future. Hopefully he'll get off whatever he's on and start acting like a father. Hopefully, this is not it. But yeah, I'll let you say your last word, and then we'll leave it there.
Yes, so Cynthia, it was very amazing meeting you. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Again, if you would like to see more of me, my Instagram, TikTok, and all of my other social media platforms, Cynthia did pin on the screen. And yeah, this was a great interview. This was great.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you for coming. And I just wanted you to be able to tell your side of the story, because I see he has the platform for it. So you need to be able to tell your story as well, and for it to get out. And even if there's anything in the future that you want to come out and talk about, feel free to let me know. And definitely, the platform is here for you. We do support you here, and we have no problem rallying around you in support and love and understanding.
Wrap it up, man.
Because we definitely get it. And quiet as this kept, a lot of the people who are criticizing you, they understand it too, because they probably lived it, because this is a epidemic in our community. And so thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I wish you the best, and I wish you and your relationship with Umar the best as well. Y'all go follow her on Instagram and on TikTok as well. I don't think that this is the last that we'll hear from you. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Because you have a big, vibrant personality, and I do think it should be shared with the world. It should.
Thank you, Cynthia.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's good weather.
Yo, this man looks big mad. What the hell is going on, bruh?
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. This your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade Nana Payena, coming to you live and direct. Stockholm, Sweden, I'm in the building. We going out on the town today, going to do a little sightseeing, taking some culture, some history, feel the vibes here. You feel me? Black Sweden, I'm in the building. Stockholm, I'm in the building. Scandinavian Africans, I'm in the building. All positive vibes today, brothers and sisters. We not entertaining no negativity. Let the negativity filter right on through your system. We're going to stay positive, stay focused. Ifatunde Nation, I need y'all to stay focused. I appreciate
Yo, what are we staying focused on, bro? He's always saying that. We need to stay focused. Like, geez, man.
I'm getting rich.
Donations.
Shout out to Random University with the $2 super chat. Random University says, honest question. Why the fuck should anyone follow her? That's what I'm saying, man. This is what I said earlier. I'm like, how you build it is how you grow it, and how you maintain it. So if you come out and your claim to fame is exposing Dr. Umar Johnson, we gonna need some Dr. Umar Johnson exposure in perpetuity. We're gonna need constant episodes of this. But no, you're a comedian and you're a content creator, so we don't know how funny you are, and we don't know what type of content you create to even follow you. So why should anyone follow her? Just off the fact that we know her, so let's give her art a chance. It's like, no, you have to make it through your art form. Shout out to Random University. Y'all should subscribe and follow Random University, because y'all will get some great content. There's reasons to follow Random University. You've probably seen his videos in the timeline already, in the feed, and you clicked on them, so you know he's putting out content. Shout out to Random University.
Those of y'all who are standing, fighting for me, I appreciate the love, but we gonna let all the negativity cycle through. We not feeding into it no more. Positive vibrations. We in the new year. Black History Month just ended. This is Black March. Positive vibrations. That's all we gonna do. Everybody who want to throw this and throw that, and let them do it. I'm not worried about that. Let them do it. We're going to do what we got to do. You feel me? So everybody stay focused. Everybody stay blessed. And we're going to do what we need to do. We got to build, y'all. We got to build. Stay focused. Don't let the evil take us. Don't let the evil take us. You feel me? We in the building. No BS today. It's a lovely day out here in Sweden. I didn't expect it to be nice. Light breeze, good walking weather, jogging weather. I'm here to paint Sweden black for the.
How about you paint the goddamn school and open the school, bruh? How about you open that damn school? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Next couple days, you feel me? You feel me? If you with me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody.
Well, we ain't,
with
sir.
me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side. Pick a side and stay on it. Please stay on your side. No.
All right, so he said pick a side and stay on it. Unfortunately, sir, unfortunately for you, we are on your daughter's side. Yes, I'm not going to subscribe to her. Yes, I don't care about her future content unless she has a funny skit or something that actually makes me want to subscribe to her in the future. But I'm on your daughter's side, sir. So I'm gonna pick that side. I'm gonna stick on it. Yes, I acknowledge that there's a clout chasing element to her. Yes, I acknowledge that there's some funny shit. But my nigga, you're a negligent father. We are not caping for you. As it stands right now, you did not exercise all of your means to be in your daughter's life, but you want to chastise and ridicule other negligent fathers, absent fathers, talking about the black community should be a community that relies on stepfathers to be parents to kids like yours. Like, what are we doing, bruh? We are not on your side, sir. So nah, we ain't doing this.
More frenemies. I don't want no more frenemies. Either with me or you not. Let's do what we got to do. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, Pan-Africanism a perish, happy Independence Day for Ghana.
To say, you know, basically where I live right now in Sweden, it's actually so hard, you know, when it comes to having relationships amongst each other. So that's why you will see, for example, Somali people will...
Wait. You're on Umar's side? Yo.
prefer to marry them themselves. The Eritrean, we prefer to marry themselves, and so forth, and it's actually sad to see.
I'm glad you brought this up, because what we're going to do now, family, is we're going to pivot off the interracial relationship conversation, and we're going to pivot into the Pan-African relationship and the lack of solidarity and operational unity amongst all of us as a single African people, with all respect due to our unique African countries.
Bro, you're not going to sit here and try to give people lectures about black relationships and unity and all this shit when you got 2 baby mothers and a bunch of kids telling, like, what are we doing, bro? Like, stop it. No, we're not doing this. We're not even getting to the end of this conversation. Let's get into the conversation that he crashed out on Twitter with. Because this we played this early, but this is the filthy work. I played this earlier. I don't know if everybody was in the building. I'm gonna end off with this clip right here where he crashed out and spoke about the other baby mothers, and he just went out completely sad. Let's listen to this.
Lining in this Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf scandal, and the little piece of silver lining. Amsterdam Africans send the invite. And that little piece of silver lining in the Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf dishonesty tour, dishonesty and revenge tour. The Mama Smurf, Baby Smurf dishonesty and revenge tour. The only silver lining about it is y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. Y'all making me go after my baby girl 50 times harder. So I done already sent the message to baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan. Baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan. Baby mama number 2, Miss Vegan.
Again! Bro, why do you have to repeat everything 3 to 4 times?
I've seen him do it!
Every time. Like, you can't get through this is so bad. You can't get through any of his commentary because he has to repeat himself all the damn time.
You have 2 weeks to produce my child, who you've been keeping from me while I've been paying child support, just like baby mama.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
You have 2 weeks to produce my child, who you've been keeping from me while I've been paying child support, just like baby mom number 1. It's deja vu. It's deja vu. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. Collecting my child support, denying me my child. So baby mama number 2, we talking to Miss Vegan right now. We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. She old news. She old crusty news. We talking about Mrs. Vegan, right? We ain't talking about Mama Smurf. That's old crusty news. We talking about Mrs. Vegan, baby.
Again!
Mama number 2. You have until the eclipse of March 29th. You have until my Florida A&M University Black Psychology Conference return to produce my baby. If I do not meet and see my child by Saturday, March 29th, Mrs. Vegan, I will be going live, and I'm going to tell the whole world information you don't want them to know. And Mrs. Vegan, I don't want to put your business in the streets.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
This nigga is like, bro, why you being a whole bitch? You are being a whole bitch, talking about you're gonna expose the second baby mother's business. We don't know anything about the second baby mother or the child. So you're gonna expose her business instead of handling your business like a goddamn man and exercising your right to court, getting some legal visitation if she's truly keeping that child away from you. What is it? What is this the 16th now? He recorded this video on the 15th talking about if he doesn't see his kid in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, bruh? When you're gonna see that child for 1 day and see that child another month later? Like, bro, come on, man.
You are the mother of my beautiful African princess. You are the mother of my beautiful African princess. And I respect you, Ms. Vegan. I respect you. But you are not going to deny me my child anymore. We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money. We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money.
See, this is what I said earlier when I reacted to this before we got into that interview. They have a child support hearing coming up because she wants more money. So what you can do in that child support hearing is get some visitation. Negotiate visitation so you can see your child a lot more. That's what you do at child support hearings, because at child support hearings, when they're trying to get money, they're also negotiating visitation.
We have a child support hearing coming up because you want more money. No problem. No problem. I will be at the child support hearing. But we're not talking about child support right now. We're talking about a relationship between the prince and the princess. We're talking about a relationship between Queen Kong and King Kong. I better see my baby.
Donations. 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 Donations.
Shout out to the Informant Media with the $2 super chat. You said his child support based off minimum wage. Yikes. I guess he's his own business. He owns his own business and he just writes a pathetic wage for his payments and he pays himself out minimum so he has lower child support. That's the only way he's pulling that off, because that's crazy. Shout out to the Informant Media with the $2 super chat.
I'm getting rich. I'm getting.
Whoops.
In the next 2 weeks, you better text me, date, time, place. And once I see my child, you and I will schedule uninterrupted visits. Not in your house. We're not doing grandmama couch no more. I'm taking my daughter out with me.
I've seen him do it.
It will not happen in a separate hearing. It will happen in that very same hearing. I react to those hearings on my channel, Child Support Court, all the time. They're in the same hearing. They handle it all in the same hearing. There's no excuse for him. There's literally no excuse. You just told us that you have a child support hearing where she's requesting more money. You just told us that. There's no excuse. You can 1000% get that facilitated through a child support hearing.
And she's going to spend quality time with me. She's going to go on the road with me. She's going to Africa with me. She's going to London with me. She's going to Jamaica with me. We're going to create a custody agreement.
Now, see, you're lucky. You are lucky. I don't know how it goes in Philly. You're saying that's not how it goes. I don't have the information to refute that that's how it is in Philly. Because I know things change from state to state, clearly. I know how it is all down south. It's like that. But in Philly, I guess it's, I don't know, man.
Outside of the white man. Oh, yes. Black self-determination. We're going to get back to Garveyism starting today. We're going to get back to Garveyism starting today. And all I'm going to say, you got 2 weeks where I'm going to go live and I'm going to tell some things that I know you don't want me to tell. Put me in touch with my daughter. Let's stop the nonsense. Since you had time to reach out to Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf, since you have time to go find Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf, Baby Smurf said that you said, Baby Smurf said that Miss Vegan found her mother to ask her if we were still in a relationship. Miss Vegan, is that true? Mrs. Vegan, according to my eldest child, Mrs. Vegan, according to my eldest child, you reached out to Mama Smurf to find out if I was still dating Mama Smurf. Listen, I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf when she had my child. I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf after she had my child. And I damn sure don't want Mama Smurf now. So you don't need to be asking Mama Smurf if we in a relationship.
Okay, so you had a child knowing that there was no future in marrying that woman before, after, and like this doesn't reflect well on you. This is where we have an issue with a lot of men that think they can just procreate and, oh, I got to fulfill my biological duty, so I got to procreate with a woman that I have no intention of being with. And then y'all are mad at the results all the time. It's like, at least if you had intention and things went left and all of a sudden you're co-parenting, I understand. You had no intention on a long-term relationship with these women. Why are y'all putting babies in these women? You're signing them up to be single mothers. Chest out, y'all damn well know that's what's going on. So why participate in it? And his ideology is idiotic. He talks about having 2 wives while you made 2 baby mothers. It's like, bro, you couldn't even have 1, but you're talking about 2?
Fugazi.
Nigga needs to stop this shit, man.
Absolutely not. Any woman that will deny a man his child has no right to be a wife to anyone. I'ma say it again. Any woman who denies a man a right to see his child has no business being anybody's wife.
Any man who makes a woman a single mother with no intention to marry her has no business being a husband to any woman. See how that works, nigga?
Black men, it's time to unite.
Hey, Anisa.
The fact that he tried to say black men, it is time to unite after getting exposed by his black daughter, and the black women are looking at him real left now. The black woman grift is done. So now it's time for black men to unite for you. Stop it, sir. You pointed the finger at black men for years while you pandered to black women. And now it's black men unite for your dusty ass.
LT checked him. LT said,
Yep, we said, that fuck shit the fuck out of here, my nigga.
Fugazi.
I don't know what the hell this guy thought. We ain't doing that. We are not buying that at all. Next up on the list, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith played the victim when it comes to this LeBron James shit. I have an extensive breakdown for that. Stephen A. Smith is one of my favorite in the media, but Stephen A. Smith is he's not getting left off the hook for this one, because Stephen A. Smith is trying to avoid accountability the same way Dr. Umar Johnson is, as it pertains to his role in the media as when it comes to disparaging the NBA. So this is a completely different topic. It's more of a sports topic, but it goes into the hypocrisy, and it's a very important media topic that I need to cover. So that's what the next show is going to be about, or maybe it's the next show or the next 2 shows down from now, but it's going to be sometime very soon. Hopefully y'all stay tuned for that one. Very passionate about that topic. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. In conclusion, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what I think about the Umar Johnson and his daughter situation. I'm pretty sure I was thorough enough in this breakdown. Not siding with Umar at all. Umar needs to be accountable for his negligence, and he needs to stop being a hypocrite as it pertains to spreading messages to other men while pandering to women that you're not really serious about. You're not upholding your end. So, yep, we're going to wrap this one up. Make sure y'all hit the like button. The likes are rather dusty.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Them likes need some help, chat. We out. Yeah. Now, there was supposed to be a call-in portion to this show. Folks did not hit the Discord like they were supposed. Oh shit! Never mind. The niggas in here. Pause. Hey yo, we have R Laz. I'm on mute. Damn. My bad, chat. I thought the show was done. We got R Laz in the building. R Laz in the Discord. Can you hear me, sir? R Laz in the Discord. We are taking your call, sir. Are you there? All right, I guess it's done. I guess we are wrapping this up.
That's all, folks.